What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, but today we got something different, a Eagles roundtable. Real quick, shout out to all the Eagle content creators out there. There's so many. We wanted to get as many as possible, but at the end of the day, with all the passion we got, we get too many. We're just all going to be screaming at each other and not really accomplishing everything. So shout out to everybody out there. Look forward to doing this again with mixed match people to get as many people as possible on different channels and everything. But we are not just live on the Philly Talk podcast. We are live on Simone with the Sports. LB was going to be late, but he's coming through in the clutch. We are live on Simone with the Sports, Gate City Sports Talk, Philly Fresh's channel, Philly the podcast, and Laura Brunch's channel. One day we'll get 500 to be with the crew. But hey, how everybody doing on the panel?
Doing good.
I'm cooling. I put them
Killing,
kids.
living the dream, man.
Hey, I put them kids like a champ, world champ.
You know the secret is, I was telling him beforehand, LB, put them in the car and drive them around the block a couple times.
Bro,
They'll go right out.
I live near some water. That's exactly where we came from. We drove around the pond like 25 times.
No, the real secret is that melatonin.
That's the secret.
No, but see, my daughter, she under 2, so I can't give her the melatonin.
Oh yeah.
What?
Well, my ain't. They melatonin out.
Yeah. Well, Philly Fresh.
My 5-year-old probably got a melatonin popsicle right now. Little does she know.
Well, Philly Fresh wouldn't need to do anything. He could just do his video in the car with the kids in the back. That's where he
right.
You know what I mean? But,
hey man, yeah. Sometimes, but not this week.
Not today. He been in the crib. Real quick though, everybody just want to say just what's up before we get going, because we got a lot to talk about. You know, we got the NFC East up for grabs, and we got a couple questions offensively and defensively. But go ahead and say what's up, everybody.
Hey, what's good? I just want to point out that I'm the second member of this panel who's an NC State grad.
Right.
Right here beside me. What's
Two
up, man?
Carolina people repping the Eagles.
That's what's up. Oh, what's up? Oh, so I'm Brunson. How's everybody doing today? I'm glad I could be here. These are all my friends. I love all the Eagles content creators, and this is gonna be fun, man.
There you go.
Hey man, I go by Philly Fresh, aka the General, man. Yo, that y'all already know my slogan. Appreciate everybody coming on this panel, man. Like this, it's about to be a movie, man. Just stay there, man. It's gonna be a movie, y'all.
Facts. Yeah, no, I'm your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. Philly the podcast, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. It's funny, for 7 people that love to talk as much as we do, nobody wanted to introduce themselves.
I didn't know
so shout out to you, LB. Right, we were just all sitting here like, what's gonna happen? But no, I am excited about this, man. This is about to be a lot of fun. So let's get into it, man.
And look, I know you all are sitting there waiting, thinking, why is Denzel Washington on this screen? I look like him. I know. I have to deal with the autographs every day, but I'm not him. I'm Philly 500. I just look like the guy. I just look like him. But it's great to be here. Yeah, I mean, it happens every time. But what are you gonna do?
My guy Dave Dust said, "Ladies first." Dave mad at us. He said, "Ladies first."
I didn't know we were. I thought we were.
I thought she was gonna go first too, because she right next to Mike. That's right.
I'm like,
yeah, everybody's waiting for Simone.
Like formal introduction. I thought we were all like, "What's up?" But Simone with the Sports. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Simone with the Sports, Twitter, Simone_Stanley. The only one that's not Simone with the Sports because gotta be professional on Twitter. But yeah,
I gotta change my underscore then.
No, my mom was just like professional on Twitter. She was like, nah.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so the Eagles, just got done getting James Bradbury. We talked about that a lot on each channel. And like I said, shout out to all the other Eagle content creators out there. We're gonna try to do something with them as well. But knowing what we know now with James Bradbury's contract and all that, does anybody on here think that there's going to be another splash move, or do you think that the rest of the money is going to be fillers with depth, or to wait around for a possible injury? We'll still go over what we've done already and some of the NFC's talk, but because of the whole 8.2 million lingering and Howie Roseman on a roll, right? Like we came to the point where now we got so much. I think we don't believe that he's going to stay patient. Like we feel like it's not done, and it's going to be hard to top this type of offseason the rest of the years of his contract unless he gets more. But what are y'all initial thoughts on this $8.2 million, and what do you think we'll end up doing with it? Simone.
I'll go ahead, Simone. Simone, you go.
I'm in class. Like everybody,
Yeah, we gotta let go.
He's gotta
You
go.
just
He's gotta
listen,
go.
Simone. You just go first from now on every question, and we'll fight it out for second.
Every question you got.
I definitely think right now we shouldn't like pull the trigger on anything instantly because, like you said, we've made a lot of great moves, but we still don't have that much depth at most positions outside of like the defensive line and the offensive line. So we haven't even gotten to training camp yet. I do think we should hold on a little bit and keep that money in case we have to sign, extra depth pizzas or whatever. But like you said, Howie's trigger finger been itching all off season, literally since the start of the off season. I think I forgot what his name was, Wren or whatever from the Bengals. Literally since day one, Howie's been making moves after move after move. I know the biggest, splashiest move, I mean, I guess you could say maybe Hassan Reddick, but like the biggest move, of course, AJ Brown. But he's continuously been making moves. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do anything else. If we do anything else, the only really position I could see is safety, like that we absolutely like the biggest sore spot right now. But I don't know. I mean, Howie's been making a lot of moves, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, you can never go wrong with more depth, especially at cornerback, because I mean, after the starting 4 guys, it still is a huge, huge, huge drop off. So if he's gonna do something, let it be in the secondary.
I'm gonna say I'm batting 1,000 on saying that we will or won't get people because I said I thought AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts were just friends playing around, and I wouldn't put too much stock into that. And how he traded on draft day. I said that I'm a huge James Bradbury guy. I've wanted James Bradbury to sign with the Eagles for like 3 years now, but I said I don't see that happening. What happened? They signed him. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna triple down and say, and we're probably not gonna get a safety or nothing. But
So that
if
means
I had to look at it, I would say that safety is the position that makes sense if you're going to upgrade. I think you have Marcus Epps that the organization likes. Anthony Harris was brought back here to be a veteran presence. They like Andre Chachere as kind of that fourth safety special teams ace type. I don't know how they feel about Kevon Wallace. I mean, I like Kevon Wallace personally, but he hasn't been on the field a whole lot due to injuries. He might be someone that might have a little bit of trade value if you got a team looking for a third or fourth safety that doesn't want to spend a ton of money because you can get this young man on his rookie contract still. So, I mean, to me, it's like, okay, what would they do following June 1st? So anything past June 1st where dead money is divided up over 2 years, you don't need to designate anything, or during, kind of the cutbacks for your roster cutbacks. I think those areas make sense to me if they were going to add further, but we'll see, guys. I mean, at some point, I got to think that they're just going to kind of go in with what they got. So I'm gonna triple down, man, because at best, I'm finally going to be right about one of these things. At worst, we're going to add another good player.
Smart bet.
I'm going to say this. Go ahead, Fresh.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm going to say I don't think they have a big splash left right now. I think where you could see a big splash is at the trade deadline during the season, if they feel they need a safety or something like that. I do think that they're going to make some more moves for like depth pieces, like maybe they bring in a running back, something like that. And the one position, though, that I would say I could see them doing something would be the defensive line. If they were going to make a splash, I think it would be on the defensive line, like a Jadeveon Clowney or somebody like that, because I still worry about who the other players, especially at defensive end, that are going to produce besides Hassan Reddick. And I could see them adding depth to that defensive line. But other than that, I really don't think we're going to see a big splash coming. That's what I would say.
I totally agree with you, and this might be the selfish me being a running back, but I still think you need to get another running back. We all turn that off. Sorry. We all know we love what Miles Sanders brings to the table, but he's not a power back. You still got to find another power back. I think it's a couple guys out there that still haven't signed yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I was looking.
Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, for real, right?
I mean, we had that experience, and every time he gets these stingers, and when we need him, he not there. So I don't know, but if that's your only if that's your only situation, I'm cool with that. But you still do got a guy like Malcolm Brown out there. I would try him. Devontae Freeman, I don't really think so. I don't think he fits what we're looking for. But when you look at the situation, um, I think Howie threw everything at the defense, and deservingly so, because when you look at it, we were second to last. I know everybody on this panel made a video about us being second to last in sacks. That's just horrible. Like for a team that for the last 10 years was in the top two in sacks, and you just take that kind of a dip like that. It was horrible. And what the how we do, we just went out there and get pass rushers, pass rushers, pass rushers, pass rushers. So I know we're gonna get into this later, but my eyes is on Jonathan Gannon, but my eyes is also on getting the power back, y'all.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, you look at how this team has been formed over. First of all, I will say this is probably the craziest that I've seen Howie Roseman. So I feel like it's fair to ask this question, right? Like a lot of off seasons, it's kind of hoping, but it's kind of fair to ask if he wants to just empty the clip on this season on this off season, I should say, in terms of the cap. But I also think that he probably wants to hold on to a little bit of that. He probably doesn't want to, unload everything. We still look at next year. We're going to have those 2 first-round picks. We could probably make some moves in the offseason next year. Let's not forget, he brought up 2017 in one of his interviews not too long ago. And that just makes me kind of think that he's not going to be afraid to make a move mid-season or something like that, if we are making a run and he needs to add that final piece. So that's something I think we should, probably be more open to. I would love to get Jesse Bates. I would love to get Chuck Clark. But that's twofolds. That's him giving up the money in salary cap, and that's him giving up the draft assets to go after somebody like that, right? So that's where I am. Like, I don't want to get too excited, but it is a fair assumption that he might go ahead and just say, screw it. Let's just spend the money we got. Let's spend what we got and try and get better this year. But I think he's probably going to hold off. So, I'm going to go with what I'll say. I think he's going to hold off a little bit, but I don't think he's afraid to add some like mid-tier contract if he sees something in this team going forward.
Yeah, I agree. I'm tussling with this camera right now. I'm trying to fix it. But yeah, I think holding some money is the best option. You never know what's going to shake. You never know what needs you're going to have midway through the season. And I think, Howie Roseman is he's good. He's good with making decisions during the season and getting those free agents that are disgruntled or getting those guys that are released. We don't know what the finishing pieces are. We just know a lot of the moves that were made. You won't know what you're really going to need until probably like week 8. You know what I mean? Safety might be good for all we know. We know the cornerback situation is good. Linebacking situation is much improved. What really does this team need? I think what you do need, if you're going to spend the money, you might even need one more wide receiver, so you can have somebody that's really good at flipping the field and punt return. We're terrible in that aspect. I think that's a need for us as well. But I think holding the money is the best situation if I'm Howie Roseman.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jesse Bates and all that looks good, and I think if something would arise in the fact that he's like, I'll take a little less or do this, that, and the third, I think how he might do it. But as 500 said, that trade deadline, let's see where we're at. Right, this Eagles team has added a lot to the arsenal. We already made the playoffs with what we've already had. I think offense and defense got better. And so let's see if we're 6-2 come to the deadline. And now we're seeing that this team can really compete, but we're missing one spot. That's why I think you can utilize that 8.2, maybe restructure somebody else, as Howie Roseman will probably be able to do, and then figure it out then. I agree with all you guys. Pretty much Howie Roseman sees something he wants and figures out a deal he can get. I can see him doing it, but I think the smart thing to do, and Howie's like, hey, Philly, what else do you want me to do? Like, come on. I mean, I've done everything you want, and some of y'all guys still won't apologize to me. So I think right now. 500 said he needs one more off season, and that's
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it yet.
Come on, man.
I'm not doing it.
Hold on. No, I was gonna wait till later for this. Me and you last time we were live, we went at it. No.
It ain't happening. You realize as soon as I apologize to this guy, he's gonna screw everything up. I am not jinxing this team. We haven't even played one game.
I'm not talking about jinxing it. I'm not talking about jinxing it.
What do you want me to do?
500 a conspiracy guy. You gotta let him do what he gotta do. He's a conspiracy guy.
Listen. If I apologize to him,
let me talk to him real fast. Hold on.
If I apologize to him, and then he screws up, I can't go and say anything because I've already apologized.
You know what? I was
it's all about the moment. It's all about the moment. When you came, so hold on. So why is it that you can castrate him and then not?
I didn't go castrate nobody. What are you talking about? I ain't castrate nobody. What are you talking about?
When we was on live, you was so mad about not getting Tyreek Hill. So mad.
I was.
And then he turned around and got AJ Brown.
Yeah, because my thought was you had to go out and get a receiver. I didn't care who it was. It could have been DK. I did videos on all of them. Just get somebody. And he did it. And I've said he's done a great job. I have no problems with what he's done this offseason. He's done everything I would have done. I have no issues with it. But I'm not ready to sit there and say that all is forgiven.
Except for the Derek Barnett situation.
I can't do it. Derek Barnett was the only bad move I didn't like. But the guy. What if in 3-4 years these guys aren't as good as we all thought? I can't blame the guy again. I'm not doing
but that's not how we fought. That's not how we fought the guys.
What do you mean it's not how we fought? Howie's the GM. If look, we could all like all these picks, but if they don't work out, we're all going to blame one guy because we can be wrong. We can be wrong.
I blame a lot of coaching staff and the development team also because hold on. When you have a Rasul Douglas who stunk for us, and then he went to another team and was very good.
He's all right, but he went to 6 other teams before that. I think
he's played 1 year. 1 year. 1 year.
He didn't go no Russell Douglas? No, he didn't.
He went to a lot of teams before he stuck on with the Green Bay. I might be wrong about the exact number, but I know he went to a lot of teams before he stuck on to them.
Washington?
No, that was
Carolina.
He went to Carolina.
He went to Carolina, then he went. He played good at Carolina. He went to Carolina, and then the Packers picked him up.
Where's Danny Watkins playing? What team is Marcus Smart on? What's Nelson Aguilar doing?
There's been good.
When Nelson Aguilar left us, he had a pretty good season. But he's just
I've never seen a guy air fumble the ball. If he had such a good season, why didn't he stay in Oakland or Vegas? He went to New England. New England thinks he stinks. He blew that Dallas game for New England. I'm not apologizing to Howie Roseman until he has one more good draft. Or if they're 12, if they've won 12 games next year, I'll give it to them then. And listen, I've thought about apologizing.
Here's the thing: can we all agree? But can we all agree that we could have probably won 11 or 12 games if it wasn't for bad coaching and not running the football last year?
That's facts.
Yeah, but let's just say this though: 500.
No, I don't think so.
Go ahead, Mike.
500 has a thing going for him. Listen, since 500 created this whole Howie vision, right? It's been low-key good, and he said on this. He said multiple times that Howie vision ain't necessarily bad. You could take it both ways, and right now it's a good version. So the Howie vision thing can teeter-totter, and right now, as a conspiracy guy, as 500 is, he feels like if he apologized, and I don't want him to because we've been having too much good juju. But real quick, shout out to Showtime. He said this team is stacked with talent. I just like this panel. Shout out to you. And G Brown said, I'm a Niners fan. I'm happy we don't play the Eagles. Okay, somebody actually a little scared of us. I like to hear it because some people would have you think that we're still not that good. JB said, we don't have to apologize. Rager is still on the roster. That happened. Now we can acknowledge what he's done currently, but to apologize is say he never sinned. And I'm just going to say this real quick. I'm on Howie's side. But again, I ain't mad at the people who still say, let me see one more season, because the next season is also going to be the part of the future. Like this turnaround has been immaculate from 4 wins to a playoff berth to now, being, favorites, possibly making a lot of changes. Like the turnaround has been great. However, the turnaround has been great on paper, and we have awarded Dallas the paper champs multiple times. Right now, I'm going to take it because right now we don't got rock to play with. We only got paper to play with, and our paper looks good. We got to just make sure we can win games with it. But I think
but here's the thing when I say apologize. 100%. But here's the thing when I say apologize. I'm not saying that he hasn't made bad moves, but what I'm saying is a lot of people wanted him fired. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the moves that he has made, I don't know another GM that would have did what he has done.
Let me just say this. There's 3 positions in Philadelphia that's never going to get treated fairly. They're going to be either talked about really good or talked about really bad. That's GM, head coach, and quarterback. You could have 3 good years, 1 bad year. We're talking about you. Same with a coach and same with a quarterback. We're going to treat them positions, quarterback, head coach, and GM, at the highest standards. That's just what Philly fans do a little bit.
Listen. I'm not saying right or wrong. I have said this about Howie Roseman before. I've said this since 2017. Howie Roseman is very good with trades. I like the way he does contracts. He's very good at that. My issue with him is talent evaluation. He has been horrible. He has been horrible for a long time. Now, he had 1 good draft the year before. I think he had another good draft this year, but we got to see. We haven't played 1 game yet. If I go out and when I apologize to this dude, it's going to be official. I might put a suit and tie on. Right? It's going to be done. But I might want him gone by the end of this year.
But what about in 2019 when they only had 5?
I forgive him. I forgive Howie Roseman.
In 2019, he only had 5 picks, and every last one of them was starters, or we traded Matt Pryor. Everybody else was a starter on this team right now. What about that?
What about in 2019 when Carson Wentz had nobody to throw to? And he 4,000 yards. He had nobody to throw. Who do I blame for that?
That was horrible.
Well, who do I blame for that?
Howie.
You can blame Howie, but it seemed like you can blame Howie, but then you can't commend Howie for the things that he has done.
What do you mean? I've been nothing but saying Howie's done nothing but a great job this all season. I'm just not ready to say that the slate is washed clean and we could start over. I can't do that right now.
I'm easy.
I need 1 more draft.
I'm easier than that. He got me. Howie got me. Listen,
but
I understand Philly 500 too at the same time. I understand anybody who say they need to see more because Howie also burned us before. You know what I mean? Howie, come on, Jalen Reagor, man, you really come on, man. Justin Jefferson.
That was a horrible pick.
That was crazy. Arcega-Whiteside, Mac Hollins. You can name as many bad ones as you can good ones.
Howie Roseman in the 5th round, though.
But he was here like 7 years. It felt like, and it's the thing with Howie Roseman. He gets these bad players, and then he never wants to cut bait. Like the Jalen Reagor experiment is done. He holding up a valuable spot, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'll think of what. There you go. So Howie Roseman
than Jalen Reagor.
Howie Roseman is so cheap. He going to ask him to serve popcorn.
All right. So what if
you can't be a tight end? Go serve some popcorn. You know what I mean?
Even Jay got to the white side. What if he go to tight end because he's not a wide receiver right now? So what if he go to tight end and ball? Then what do we say?
Then we say. Then you say the job. It's very unlikely though.
What if
I don't think it is neither. I'm just asking. Are we giving the coaches credit?
No,
because I
give nobody credit.
He ain't making it. If you go to tight end,
he has a better chance of starring in his own Mary Poppins movie than making tight ends.
I think the whole situation is complex. I think on one hand, to counter some of the things you said, 500. When Danny Watkins was drafted, Howie didn't have power. Andy Reid did.
Yeah, no. Howie had power. If you go watch the press conference of Andy Reid, he goes, I'm not. Go watch the press conference when Andy Reid says that was Howie Roseman's pick. Howie Roseman has admitted to Danny Watkins.
Danny Watkins, what was he? A defensive end?
They took power from Andy Reid after the Macklin year. They
Marcus
took power
Smart
from him.
Oh my God! Howie Roseman drafted Marcus Smart.
Yes,
Smith.
Smith, the
Marcus
defensive,
Smith.
No.
Chip was a linebacker.
Slow down,
Kelly-
because you're wrong on a few things
Chip
here.
Kelly
Scott
drafted
Double.
Marcus
Marcus
Smith.
Smith
No.
was drafted by. He was
He
drafted
was
not
trash.
by Howie. He was drafted.
Nah,
by
he was
Chip
not
Kelly's boy.
drafted. No, he was
He was
not.
dra-
He lost. He
Ah, we
got.
gotta
He
look this
lost.
up.
He
Howie.
was drafted by Chip
Howie.
Kelly's boy in 2014.
No.
And then
Chip
Howie
Kelly.
turned around and stole power.
Chip Kelly
in
took
15.
power. Chip Kelly took power after that pick, after that year in the draft, because they screwed the whole draft up.
You're wrong,
If
bro.
you look it up,
You're wrong,
I'm telling you,
500.
look it up. I'm
Wrong.
telling you, I'm
I
not
don't have
wrong.
to
Who we
Marcus
talking
study
about?
this
What
stuff.
Go
player?
look it up.
Marcus
That
Smith.
was not
That was
Chip
the pick.
Kelly.
Marcus
That
Smith
was a
Chip
Howie
Kelly.
Roseman pick.
It was
That
not.
was a
sir.
Howie
You're wrong.
pick. Howie
You're
had
wrong.
fully admitted it already. He's
You did
admitted
not
these
admit
things.
anything to Marcus Smith, and of course, if you're the
He
general
did.
manager,
I'm
you're
telling
gonna
you, he
take
drafted
ownership
Marcus
of it.
Smith.
That doesn't take away from the fact that they brought the dude in from San Francisco to work with Chip
Chip
Kelly.
Kelly
And
was
he made
pissed off
those
about the
picks
Marcus
because they're
Smith.
converting. we were
Howie
converting
got-
the defense into a
Howie got
32.
put in the. What year was Marcus Smith drafted?
Was that 2006?
2014, bro.
Oh,
2014. And after 2014, Howie Roseman went to the boiler room.
Howie Roseman was put into the boiler room because he fired the guy.
He got put in there because
On Chip's
Chip
day
Kelly
off.
did not.
So the
Marcus-
overall,
go
so the
look it
overall
up. Marcus
consensus.
Smart.
YOO, you were
Marcus
wrong, bro.
Smart.
It is
I'm not.
verifiable by a Google search.
They're
Howie Roseman
verified.
fired old dude from the
Verified.
49ers.
But
And then Chip got
verify
back
it.
and was ticked off.
Verify
He said
that
he-
Marcus Smart was drafted by Chip Kelly. It wasn't true.
His name's not
It was
Marcus
Howie
Smart,
Roseman.
man.
I'm
It's
like
Marcus
Marcus Smart.
Well,
He
Marcus
was
Smith.
watching Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, you
I was
watching
watching basketball. I was watching basketball. Yeah, I'm
How
watching
we-
basketball.
How are we supposed
Hey,
to know
that's a
what his name
different
was?
thing.
He ain't performed. Shit, I thought his name was Marcus Smart too.
Marcus Smith.
No.
Marcus Smith was a Howie Roseman pick. No question.
No, he
about it.
wasn't. You're wrong.
We could
bro.
I mean,
All
we
right.
can always
I
we can
disagree.
always look it up and verify. Or I guess you guys can, because I think you guys care.
I don't
Either way,
need
he
to
was
verify. I
trash.
know it's true. I already know
Either way,
it's true.
either way, he was trash. But this is the
All
thing
right,
about
let's-
this is the
yeah,
thing about
let's-
Howie Roseman. In a nutshell, for me, before we move on from this one, he progressed in drastic ways. You know, he got better at drafting. I think he just started picking guys who won awards in college, but that works for us. And I'm happy that he learned some type of method of getting better, because it was looking grim for him. So, you know, I forgive him a little more than others, I guess.
I mean,
Like,
the last 2 years,
There-
he has picked 2 players that won the national championship. When you look at Devontae Smith and Leonard Dickerson, then this year he picked 2 other players who has won the national championship.
All right, here you go.
That's a
Here's
great
an
job.
article. Here's an article from January 19th, 2016. Here's what it says. Howie Roseman says he decided to draft Marcus Smith. Mic drop.
I
Mic
wish-
drop.
I
Thank
wish-
you.
I wish
There
I
you
wish
go.
I wish I could turn my camera on, because I am
Right there.
cranking
He
up.
admitted
Back
it.
over control of the organization. Of course, you're going to say everything
Howie
that
Roseman.
happened.
Okay, so
was under
Howie
the law.
says he's going to draft him, but we're going to ignore that he said that.
We need some order.
How can we ignore that? He just, I
Come on,
just pulled
500.
an article. It took me 2
Of course, when
seconds.
you're trying to take back control in
Okay.
2016
Well,
of
see,
the
I
organization, of course,
I
you're
think-
going to take ownership
think-
of everything.
I think you're giving him a pass. To me, I'm going to take his word for it. If he says he decided to draft him, I'm going to say that it was him. How can I not? Why should I not believe Howie Roseman about him admitting it? You can't tell me, well, the guy admits it, but oh no, we're not going to. We're not going to believe that. He said it, so I hold him responsible. I don't understand why that's wrong.
It's not.
Because of the structure of the front
We're
office
not-
and the way things went
Need
down.
that camera,
When
LB.
you're trying to
I
get
know,
Army
man.
back in 2016,
I got this
you're gonna
Evo
simply say
camera,
that,
man.
Oh, Howie
This
was still
joint
a part of
It's
everything.
walling on me right now.
Just go back to the regular one.
Are
That-
you using?
I got-
I disagree. I think Marcus Smart was a Howie.
If I go back to the
Sorry.
regular one, I gotta find it, hook it up.
All right.
I
but-
understand what you're saying, Gate City. I get it, but I'm sorry. He says he did it. I'm going to take his word for it. I'm going to hold him responsible.
With that being said, Gate, what is your preference right now on the Howie Roseman? Like I said, right now I forgive him. I'm not forgetting, but I forgive. But where do you stand with just Howie Roseman? Your feeling about him as GM and going forward?
I mean, look, man, it's a complicated situation, which is what I started off by saying is that you start off by looking and you're saying this, but there's so many moving parts. And when they really started syncing things together, I think it's very noticeable that you have a different coaching staff who has experience scouting, and now you're shaking up your scouting department on top of that. And now you have a front down philosophy that seems to be working. I don't think that's a coincidence, guys, to be quite honest. I think that that's a shakeup from the top down that has to do with scouting, has to do with coaching and development, has to do with a lot of different things. Now, I'm not saying that we didn't make horrible picks because I don't care how you try to develop Jalen Reagor, and I'm a Jalen Reagor guy. I liked his film a lot coming out of college, but even I said it's absurd that you would draft Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. There was nothing on their film that would tell you Jalen Reagor was the right pick compared to Justin Jefferson if he was available where you were selected. I mean, there's definitely some complexity to things. You know, there's the whole complexity about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and the fact that, you know, Jeffrey Lurie said that he left it up to Howie Roseman and the staff to make the decision, but he did give influence. And I'm sorry, like when you're the owner of the team and you give influence on something like that, you can't then stand back and go like, man, how did we miss on that pick? Maybe because certain people should let the scouts do scouting and influence the GM instead of the actual owner. On top of that, you know, you look at the Reagor pick. It's just, to me, the nail in the coffin of Doug Peterson, who I don't think should have been fired. But I do think the two things that were really concerning about his tenure in Philadelphia was he was really good at rallying the troops, and I think that he was amendable and didn't take things too personally. Would bring in other guys from other staffs. Whether it was Chip Kelly, he didn't care. He would work with them. But he didn't necessarily make the smartest decisions when it came to coaches, and he also didn't necessarily develop players. And that's pretty much a function of coaching as well, because you got to know when you got guys that are not developing players, and you got to get those coaches out of there and get other coaches in. So to me, I think it was just a top-down failure, Mike. Howie's a part of it, but I will say that it seems like as they're fixing small pieces, we see more competency.
All right, let's get these super chats out the way, and then we're gonna get into some like legit answers, because I have a question I put on a post, and it's almost like 50-50 with the audience. I want to get all y'all takes on it. But G Brown said the media is up and down on Trey Lance. I understand why. He's unproven. How do we feel about Hurts? We're gonna definitely get into that. Drew says salute to the Philly Kings and Queens on the Eagles content. At some point, let's talk Dak and his 1-3 playoff. Yeah, we definitely gonna get into the NFC East. We got to talk about them Cowboys because all they do is talk about us on every episode now too. So we got it. Why not? Let's have a little fun. Alex B said, gentlemen and ladies, if the Eagles win the division and we destroy the Washington football team, we owe Howie an apology. Our main gripe with him is drafting Hurts. After him getting rid of Wentz seems to right the ship and the move. JB said, I think it's fair to accept 3 more good drafts from Howie. I'm not asking for a blockbuster, but we don't deserve Reagor-ish either. I agree that A.O. Frost said, yo, let Simone talk, guys. She's going to get to go first on this, and then we're going to go to Philly to Missing Podcast. He keeps
I think I'm good now, though. Yeah,
again, if we missed the super chat, sorry. We are live on 6 channels. It's not just the 1 and 2, me and LB. We're live on Simone with the Sports, who's going to go next. We're live on almost everybody's every person on the panel. Clifton said, why does it have to be forgiven? Can he just improve upon this weakness and currently killing it and trusting the team around him? Yeah, I agree. I don't think you necessarily got to say sorry. It's just fun and games with social media. And I think if you're holding your stance like Philly 500, it's nothing wrong with it. But see, as long as you're willing to give him kudos for what he's done now. But here's the question. The upgrades on offense and defense, we're talking about going into the season week 1, Simone. What do you think the stronger side of the ball is? Just because you say the other one's not, just because you pick one, don't mean you're disrespecting the other. But going into week 1, are you more excited for the offense
That's
or the
a great
defense?
question.
Let's go and give a little reason why. Offense or defense? Because right now the post I put up is almost 50-50. So a lot of people are going both ways. Simone, what do you got?
Excited for definitely the offense, just because Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. I'm really excited to see, of course. This is Jalen Hurts' make or break year. So I'm really excited to see. Now he has, what I've been consistently saying is, early in the season when Jalen Hurts was struggling, he didn't have the run game, and he didn't have a traditional big body, wide out receiver, big target, somebody you could throw open, contested catch kind of guy. Then he got the run game, but he still didn't have that type of traditional X receiver. Now he has all run game, tight ends, offensive line, big body target. You got your slot guy, you got Devonta Smith, you got your best friend. So I've always been supporting him, but he definitely has it all now, all the ingredients. So I'm excited to see that. Of course, excited to see AJ Brown. But I think the defense, I'm excited to see the offense, but I think the defense is going to be the side of the ball what I'm excited for is the electric.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It's a hard question.
I think the defense is going to be the one that should be the one like last year leading the way. They didn't do that last year, but this year the defense is loaded with veterans, just like it was last year. We still have new pieces on the defense, and a lot of new possible starters on the defense too. Some rookie starters, just depending. But I'm excited for the defense too because now
about special teams, we got a new kicker.
Now I'm processing it. But okay,
Yeah.
I think the defense needs to lead the way.
All right, Simone, let me just say
I
this
feel
then.
like is the biggest leader on this team. He's got James Bradbury now. Vontae Maddox can stay and lock up the slot. I think this is Darius Slay's like leadership. So I'm excited to see the defense. Jonathan Gannon has all the pieces he said he needed. You got them now too, Jonathan. So shoot, I guess defense now that I talk about it.
Well, yeah, see, because it's two different. What could be before anybody else goes, and then if you can clarify, because exciting and what do you think is going to be the better side of the ball?
I think the defense is going to be the better side, but I'm excited to see the offense.
Yeah, because it is wording it makes it different because a lot of people always are going to be excited for the offense. But if we had to say going into week one, I think the defense carries the offense or the offense carries the defense. And again, people automatically assume you think the other side is going to be trash. No, but every team has a better side. Simple and plain, you know. Go ahead, Philly, since you keep before your internet leaving.
Yeah, I know, right? Before my internet cuts out, can y'all hear me? Am I good?
Perfect.
Good?
No, you're good. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. Before anyways, let's just talk before I get kicked out. I would probably say the offense. To be honest with you, the offense has shown that they can at least carry this team. This defense, while we added a lot of pieces, we haven't really proved anything. So until we go out there week one and blow somebody out defensively, I'm not going to hold my breath. I think that we do have the pieces to be good, very good on defense. But until it happens, I'm just not going to say it. I've seen this offense go out there and run down people's throat. I feel like Nick Sirianni understands what he has. I feel like he has more now. He's shown me that he can use his pieces and, win games. Jonathan Gannon has not shown me anything yet. And I'm going to be blunt with that. Like, Jonathan Gannon has not utilized any piece to this puzzle. You can say he did well against backup quarterbacks and bad teams, but the defense.
Well, he's gonna have Jared Goff week one. If the defense can,
yeah. So it should be. Yeah, it should be.
Jared Goff,
it should be. Yeah,
it's over.
We did beat them last year though. So
yeah, I mean, if I had to say who's going to have their unit more ready for the first week, and who's going to be better week one, I would put more money on the offense. I just feel like they have more, cohesion. They've been together longer. They know each other. AJ Brown is a new player, but it's not like it's a new face to Jalen Hurts and company. So I feel like there's more cohesion on that side. I feel like I know what I'm getting from that side. This defense, while it's a lot of beautiful question marks, if you've ever seen calligraphy and those beautiful handwritings, if it's a question mark with a calligraphy, it's a beautiful question mark. These guys can be great. They're still question marks, right? So I just feel more comfortable jumping off a bridge for this offense right now. We'll see what this defense becomes, though.
I'm going with the defense, man. The defense looks scary. This defense looks scary. I mean, you could potentially have. Listen, if you don't have a top 10 defense this year, I'm disappointed. That's how scary this defense should be. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna say top 10. Respectfully, because top 5. I'm gonna reel it back a little bit, but yeah, I'm up there with top 5 too. You don't add James Bradbury and Darius Slay and think people should be able to pass the ball on you. I don't care who you get. The only elite quarterback you play is Aaron Rodgers. You don't add Nakobe Dean, Kaiser White, and Hassan Reddick and think people are not supposed to be flying through these A and B gaps. If stuff don't change and if a lot of people don't get hit, I'm expecting to hear helmets colliding this season, bro. I'm expecting to see nasty hits. I'm expecting to see 15-yard penalties. I'm expecting us to be hurting people this year, and not in a sportful way. But I'm expecting, you know what I mean? I'm expecting savagery, bro, from this defense. You don't get Jordan Davis next to Fletcher Cox, and you don't do what you did with that linebacking core if you're coming out here trying to be timid. If Jonathan Gannon can't get these guys playing at a high level with this amount of talent, everybody said it was the talent. I'm expecting. Listen, it's Jared Goff, it's Kirk Cousins. Come on, let's name them. Let's all go around the room and name them. They are middle of the pack, mid. Dak Prescott, offensive line declining. Who do you really fear? This defense should be cooking people, and And I think it should be. I feel so strong about this defense. I think this defense should win you some games. This defense should hold a bunch of teams under 21 points this year to make it easier for the offense. I think this defense is going to lead the charge this year. That way, Jalen Hurts don't even have to do what everybody's expecting them to do because the defense is so good, putting them in good field position with more turnovers, more sacks. You know what I mean? This defense got all the tools to be damn near legendary in my eyes. Whew. Damn near legendary.
17 birds.
That's the thing.
Yeah, damn near legendary.
Game plan. That's my fear
right.
of this defense.
Hey, let me
is if they
so with that real quick, Fresh. So with that being said, is it really a question of the players or is it a question of the coaches? I'm pretty sure we're gonna touch on that later.
Yeah, it's never
but talent wise, listen, I know what I could do with this defense, and I ain't never coached a day in my life. So Jonathan Gannon, listen, I'm expecting big things.
To add on that, because I'm with you, LB. Mm-hmm. When I look across and I look at with everything how he has brought to the table for this defense, it's all and I made a video about this yesterday. It's all on Jonathan Gannon. I'm looking to see what are you going to do? Are you going to let people drop back and just have your cornerbacks 8 yards down the field and it's just pitch and catch? And now you got guys 75%, 65% throwing. No, you have multiple weapons to go attack these quarterbacks. You need to put pressure on these guys, and you need to make sure that you put pressure on the wide receivers too. Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing: if they can't get to their first read, when they look up, they in trouble. That's what he didn't understand last year.
Yeah,
is that. Oh, well, we're just going to play soft coverage because I feel as though we don't have this and we don't have that. And I've seen multiple times you can break down so many tapes of Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat being right there. But because the first read was right there, they can't get after the quarterback.
That's true.
So when you look at this situation, it's on Jonathan Gannon to me. I definitely like, and it's going to be a spotlight on Hurts. We all know that. But let's take it back. Let's go to 02, 03, 04. We love what McNabb did, but it was the defense. It was the defense. When T.O. went out, and the reason why we got to the Super Bowl, it was because of that defense, man. Mm-hmm. Like, McNabb made plays when he needed to make plays, and I think Jalen Hurts can do that. We all know he's a baller. If it's one thing that we know, the kid is a baller. Does he have to read defenses better and all that kind of stuff? Yes, but we know that he is a baller. So if this defense put him and give him more possessions than he had last year, which I think that I think that should happen, the league in trouble. The league in trouble because this defense can be, I'm gonna say top 5. I'm gonna say top 5, man. Go ahead, Charles.
So it's been all defense. Real quick before we go, RJ Westbrook timing in with the super chat. The defense alone can win this game, take the pressure off Jalen, so he's rocking with the defense. Right. Niner fan says, any fear of the super team letdown? That is another question we got to talk about with the whole dream team. Now, I know
the backup quarterback said that. Like, why are people doing that?
I don't think any Eagle people are doing it. It's the outside people trying to say, here we go with that.
No, I ain't saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a backup quarterback said that. That didn't play a game in 2011.
Who said that? Who said it?
Vince Young said that.
I don't be watching them guys like that.
No. In 2011.
When he was here.
Team.
Yeah. In 2011 when he was here, he's the one that named it the Dream Team, and we was garbage. But he the one that said that. Ain't nobody listening to no Vince Young.
Wait, he said it was the Dream Team or something?
Yeah, he the one that gave us the nickname.
He jinxed us.
Yeah, in 2011, he the one that called us the Dream Team. Before
he
didn't even call it the Dream Team. He just said it's like a dream team. It's a dream type. It's like a dream to be on this team. Was his exact words? Because I remember looking it up. And
remember they were making that documentary on the Dream Team the following year.
I think that's
what it got picked up for.
I think this defense also going to be good because you got veteran players that's not afraid to talk to Gannon and say, "Yo, what's up with you?" You know what I mean? Like with Fletcher Cox, for instance, was like, "Yo, I'm paid to rush the quarterback." After the footage come out of him running in the flats, looking like a gardener, not doing his job. You know what I mean? He was like, "Yo, I don't get paid to do that."
I ain't like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Gannon is the scariest piece to this puzzle, man.
He definitely is. Even probably above of Hurts.
He really is. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if he is not putting these guys in a position to make plays because we really wasn't making no plays last year, and I thought as though that we could have. And you was letting a Derek Carr look like Dan Marino out there. You was letting
that,
Justin Herbert.
Washington
It was just crazy.
What'd you say, Simone?
That fifth string Washington football.
Oh, goddamn Heineke! He was killing us the first half of that game.
No, not Heineke. The dude behind Heineke.
It was bad.
Kyle Anderson.
No, it was
Gilbert.
Gilbert. Cowboys. Yeah, he used to play for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I was actually going to make that point, Simone.
The fact that we had Gilbert like driving on us, and I was nervous. Like,
yeah, you gotta shut that down, and you have way more. I'm not gonna say way more. You have double the talent that you had last year. Like
he has no
because Eric Wilson was buns. Eric Wilson came to this team, and we all thought that he was going to be the guy. He was buns. I don't think Hassan Reddick was. He was.
Yeah,
I don't think Hassan Reddick is going to be that guy, going to be bad, and I don't think Kazir White is going to be bad. So you just doubled that right there, and then you upgraded over Steven Nelson, who was getting targeted at the
It don't matter. It don't matter what we say. Last year, we could say he didn't have the tools all we want. He had the tools enough to take away the first read because you got Darius Slay.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you would have took away the first read, you would have gave that defensive line more time to get home, like you're saying. He just didn't take away nothing.
Yeah.
Everybody
just refused to change. That was my thing. He refused to change. Like there was never a point, and that's why I have no type of faith that he's going to do anything with his defense until he does. Like he didn't change anything last year. At least with the offense, they understood that their first game plan was not working. Time to change things up. Obviously, it took far too long to make that decision, but they made that decision. And the defense never came to any conclusion that things weren't working. You know, you had players kind of talking out, saying that it wasn't working for them, namely Fletcher Cox, who we all blame for having a bad season. So it's like these guys were saying that this isn't working. So until we see Jonathan Gannon really switch it up, I see a lot of, he's going to run this exotic package, that exotic package. I saw a coach that was barely running man coverages. You know what I'm saying? I saw a coach that was barely running smart defenses. He just wasn't doing anything. So I don't believe it until I see it. So I love the talent, but and one of you guys said like the scariest positions. Like it might be, but honestly, we can replace him, and I'm kind of fully prepared for that to happen because if you can't do something with this defense, I think you guys all said it. If you can't do something with this defense, something's wrong. Something's internally wrong. So
you gotta go.
There's not much to say. I just don't have faith in it.
All right, I love when here 500 again. Answer yet.
And mine. Yeah, we got 3 more to go. But go ahead,
Mike.
Now go ahead, 500. Got to give us your speech.
Oh, I thought I was talking too much. I was just trying to chill out.
Nah. You good. There's no such thing as talking too much.
All right. So I think the strength of this team is still the offensive line. I still think that's the best and the strongest part of this team. And I think everything goes to the offensive line. And if they come out and they run the ball and they eat up clock and they have weapons with now A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, I still think that's the strength of your team. I have a lot of questions and a lot of fears about Jonathan Gannon. I don't know if he's really going to change as much as he said. I got to see a lot more blitz and a lot more aggressiveness. You guys talked about you can't have over 80% completion percentage against your team by multiple quarterbacks like Derek Carr. I mean, it just can't happen. I have less faith in him than everybody else. I still think the strength of this team is that offensive line, and to me, that's why I think the offense is got to carry this team more so than the defense. I hope I'm wrong about Jonathan Gannon. We'll see, but to me, it's the offensive line.
Yeah, Jonathan Gannon, man. I'm terrified.
Spooky.
I'm going to say that the strength of the team would still be offensively because it's going to come down to the play callers. I know that Nick Sirianni can adjust and do things. I know that the offensive line – I like our defensive line. It's a veteran group, but the offensive line actually got home and did what it was supposed to do last year, not the defensive line. Now, here's the complexity about judging the defense and why that happened. All right, we were 26th in terms of DVOA defense in the first quarter. We were 25th in the second quarter. That's putting your offense in quite the bind when you're that bad defensively in the first half of football games.
Yep.
On top of that, we played 17 quarterbacks. Anyone want to take a guess at how many quarterbacks had 2.9 seconds or more to throw?
One. I watched your video.
Yeah. 1 out of 17 quarterbacks, man.
He did his homework.
So we didn't give guys time. Like the pressure was there.
No.
I would argue, LB, yeah, that if we made them hold the
17
ball more,
quarterbacks.
it would have gotten home. But, we're looking at the win rates, LB, and it's like I can't even judge the defensive line because we're not making quarterbacks hold the ball long enough for the defensive line to get home. We had one guy hold the ball for 2.9 seconds.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He got dropped 4 times in that game.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he got dropped 4 times in that game holding the ball 2.9 seconds.
Wait,
so you're saying
that Jets quarterback that we played?
Zach Wilson.
Oh, that was White.
Wilson
It was something White.
2.66 seconds.
Was that Wilson?
You want me to go down through the list for everybody? Yeah, Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson tore us up in the first half, by the way.
Yeah.
He did.
Right.
Go ahead. You can run down the list real quick. Go ahead, Gabe.
Right. Matt Ryan got us 2.58 seconds. Jimmy Garoppolo was 2.58 seconds. Dak was 2.9. Patrick Mahomes was 2.49. Sam Darnold was 2.86. Tom Brady was 2.26. Derek Carr was 2.27. Jared Goff was 2.67. Justin Herbert was 2.3 seconds. Teddy Bridgewater was 2.51 seconds. Trevor Siemian was 2.64 seconds. Daniel Jones was 2.58 seconds. Zach Wilson was 2.6 seconds. We had double quarterbacks in the Giants game. So first quarterback was Jake Fromm. They had a game plan to get out of his hands 2.6 seconds. They brought Mike Glennon in. He started holding the ball 2.88 seconds. So
that's all film. That's all film. That's all everybody watching us from previous weeks of letting guys sag off. They know how to move the ball on us. It's all film.
100%.
Everybody knows exactly what we're going to come out there and do. So the game plan to beat the Eagles last year was get the ball out your hand fast.
Yeah,
Heineke was 2.66. 2.66. Dak the second time around was 2.77. And cherry on top, Tom Brady in the playoffs was 2.2 seconds. We had like 5 quarterbacks, 5 separate games where the quarterback said, I don't even need 2.5 seconds.
Yes, but let me just say this too. And real quick though, as much as the corners are playing off, right? He started to bring them in. But I've said this since day one of Jonathan Gannon. His scheme requires your linebackers to be one of the best part of your defense, right? He requires your linebackers to be versatile. And we didn't have that last year. And I believe most of the time where people were getting the ball out, it's in the flats and it's in the middle. So
Mike, can I ask a question? What is his defense?
I mean,
I gotta change my answer.
He plays a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 3.
See when I said it, everybody was like, "What?
Well, look.
Yeah, but now you get what I said.
Hold on. I need to hear his answer because I don't know what his defense is.
I think we have a perceived.
It's the cover 3.
Perceived idea. Philly Fresh what the defense is, which is last season the defensive alignment was typically a 4-3 under. So basically it means your 3 technique is towards the weak side, your nose tackles towards the strong side.
But the 4-3 under is supposed to bring pressure.
Yeah, they would bring the Sam down. They bring the Sam down, put him on the line of scrimmage. Your coverage, most of the time we played cover 3 because we needed to put more people in the box to defend the run. But we were pretty much still one of the highest uses in terms of 2 high safety looks. So between quarters, cover 2.
That's because he ran all that zone.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, to make it worse, Reese, we played what I would call drop zone, which is horrible.
Right.
Quarters coverage, you're dropping to an area on the field. All the quarterback has to do is know where you're dropping on the field, and you just beat the area.
Correct, but you would say that the man coverage it never came up to what we would like it to come up to, but it came up more throughout the end of the season. We talked about that the back end of the season where he was really getting roasted for the 80%. And again, if you look at it, yes, the corner sagged off for the majority of the year. Yes, the corner still sagged off at the end, but most of the coverage was getting beat was in the middle of the field and in the flats. We were having guys take the ball at the line of scrimmage and get first downs on us, and that is a killer. And so what I'm saying is with the upgrading linebackers, and I'm not holding my breath for Jonathan Gannon either. I believe he's as much and even more than Jalen Hurts, a guy I'm going to be having my eyes on. But at the end of the day, I probably side with the offense. I think we did a lot of good pieces with the defense too, but I just think as 500 said, that offensive line is dominant and it's getting better because Dickerson and Mulata are playing together longer. We got more depth there, and I think Jalen Hurts is taking that step, whether it's a leap or a a jump or just a skip. It's going to happen. And with him being who he was last year, it was good enough to win 9 games. I think the schedule is easier. I think we're much more talented. And I think it's going to be lit. I think that the game is played to favor the offense. The defense gets called for every little knick-knack fouls or penalties. But again, I think that if Ginn is going to, he has only this year, of course, but I do think that the linebackers were the biggest fault. And when you saw TJ Edwards playing more, the defense got better down the stretch. Yes, the competition got easier, but the linebackers, we had a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But when we were at our worst is when we had the worst linebackers, and he asked too much of them to cover that much field. If you need another TV to see the safeties, your linebackers got to cover so much. They got to be low-key safeties in their own right. So I honestly believe that will be better, but I'm not going to act like Jonathan Ginn is just be like, yep, we're changing it all around and play man. He never plays man to the like we want. But real quick, let's get a couple super chats, and then if y'all want to, somebody take a next topic, or we can talk about the NFC East. LB, what do you got cooking for this? But real quick, Skeletor said, I'm going to need this type of roundtable until the start of the season. I'm going to go nuts. Thanks to everybody on the panel. Appreciate y'all. And then we got a couple more real quick. Green Wing said, if you've been keeping up, which UDFAs has the best chance to make the 53 roster? Anybody want to hit that? Who do we think's
I think
Goodrich.
I like Goodrich. I like Goodrich and Job. For some special teams bodies.
I like the running back from
Kennedy Brooks.
Okay.
I would say Kennedy Brooks, maybe. I would probably say Carson Strong has a good chance of making this roster if he can stay healthy. To be honest, and that has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. It's just that we need a third quarterback, somebody we can develop. Goodrich, maybe. I think Goodrich a little bit overhyped. He's not really great at anything, especially with this James Bradbury pickup. I just don't see he's not a special teams ace. He's not really like that. I don't know where he'll fit in. Is he going to be that?
But he's better than every other backup corner that we got. He's better than McPherson. He's better than Tate.
We've never seen him play in the NFL. I mean, there's a reason why he didn't get drafted. I like the kid. That he's good at everything, and I'll give him that. But he's not he doesn't have that one elite trait. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that doesn't mean he can make a roster. I'm just saying you look at this team. Josh Joby has a lot of talent. You look at Zach McPherson, he's a draft pick. That's going to be hard to just move on from. You look at a lot of these guys, they have the time in here. And if not that, they have played a lot of special teams. And that's a big part of this team. So I think
the time we seen them, they was barbecue chicken. When we seen Zach McPherson, he was barbecue chicken.
But he's not being asked to be the number one guy. It's in conjunction with the concept. If you look at that game, you look at how everything was. This is a whole different defense. You know what I'm saying? And what they're going to be asked to do is going to be totally different from what they were asked to do when we. And
that's why I think a Goodrich fits better because of everything that you just said. He doesn't do anything great, but he does everything good. So,
but that doesn't work at the NFL level. If you're just role players don't exist in the NFL, in my opinion. You can't just be that guy that plays.
So what is Zach McPherson?
We don't know yet. Zach McPherson is probably going to be the 4th, 5th guy, but he plays special teams, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Joe's right in the sense that every other cornerback is a huge question mark. It could be a good or bad. We're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, I just don't have. I have faith in. I think Josh Joby's good. I think Mario Goodrich is good, but I don't think that they're great. I don't think that they're. I just don't think they're.
I think Goodrich will surprise y'all, man.
We got to figure out.
So real quick, Dave Dust said, if you guys want to do that custom sneaker raffle again, that's something to get up. He makes some fire sneakers.
That's
for
facts.
Sure. Rashawn said people don't really understand the impact Dean is going to have in the middle with his IQ. LB does, because LB's coming for Mike. LB's coming for the best linebacker in the
Hold on. Let me clarify what I said.
Nah, go ahead. I want you to get to
that. What I said was, I believe that Nakobe Dean could have a better pro career than Micah Parsons. Listen, I don't care. I want all. I don't care. I don't care. You can laugh. You can smile. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on Nakobe Dean. I don't care.
It's not even funny because
it's true.
He can do more.
It's true.
No, you
Kick,
can't.
true.
like Nicole
No, you
Kidman
cannot.
can do.
What are you talking about? Okay, so
No, you cannot.
so
Let's
it's
be real. I mean, let's be 100%. Let's look at
Let's
who
be 100%.
Micah
Let's
Parsons
do it.
was.
please let's do
Let's
it.
look at who Micah Parsons was in his first year of the NFL.
Is he going to do that
right?
again?
Because hold on,
That shit ain't hard to duplicate. That shit's hard to duplicate.
Let me just talk. Right. So you look at what he was in his first year of college, right? I mean, his first year of the NFL. Excuse me. And you look at what he was asked to do in college. That translated. He was asked to be a defensive end. He was asked to be a pass rusher. He was asked to be a pass cover. He was asked to do everything he did in the NFL. It just so
But he
happens
couldn't cover.
Asked,
I'm a Penn State fan. He could not cover.
Yes, he did.
Every single play he ever played.
What are we talking about? The Vikings
we
game?
Didn't ask him. We didn't ask
No,
him.
I'm talking about college.
We had other
I'm a Penn
guys.
State fan.
Yeah, I am as well. We didn't ask him to do it that much in college, no. But he did it. It's not like he never did it.
He wasn't good at it. That's what I'm saying. The Kobe Dean can cover.
You don't just. I mean, if you really think that's one thing that's going to make him,
it's not one thing. But he also, I'm just saying, his arsenal is more than like you just said.
He's more.
What Parsons does is great. But what I'm saying, he has more in his arsenal.
In your opinion, what position do you think Nakobe Dean is going to play? He's going to play the Mike linebacker most likely, right? Yeah. Most likely, right? So, in my opinion, at the Mike linebacker, we're not going to ask him to do nearly as much as they asked Mike. We're not going to ask him to get on the line. In my opinion, we're going to probably ask him to sit back, play the run, and play the pass. That's what I.
But no matter what,
that's more. That's more.
He's doing the same thing. Rush the quarterback.
That's more than what Micah Parsons does. That's more than what Micah Parsons does.
Micah Parsons can literally switch to defensive end tomorrow and probably be a top 10 guy. Literally.
Okay, so he has one. He has one superpower. He has one superpower.
And where
was all the smoke?
He can't cover.
I don't know. I like Micah Parsons.
I love our players. And I hope that they all become, future defensive rookies of the year. That's the goal. I hope that they do that. But
they all can. Only one of them can.
They're better. They're going to be better than this person. I can't do that.
I'm not.
He said capable. He said capable.
I said he's capable of having a better pro career.
He is. He definitely is.
I said he's capable.
He definitely is. But then we also follow it up with well, Micah can't do this. Micah can't do it.
I'm just saying he's not good at
He can't do everything.
I watched him.
I don't think he can do everything.
He cannot cover these tight ends in the NFL. He can't.
But we use
this ain't about Howie Roseman, right? I'm out of this one.
My thing is, if you're using someone as a bar, you obviously think that they're an elite athlete.
Yeah,
and I think that if you look at all the numbers,
I do.
Parsons,
nobody's taking nothing away from Micah Parsons. He's elite. Okay. He is. Okay. Yeah, that's my guy. I hate that he went to the out. I watched him his whole career, though.
I feel you, bro. But to ask our third round player to be that and to put that bar on.
We know where he was. We know where he should have been drafted.
It just doesn't make sense because you have zero.
You're asking the still of the draft, though. This is not just a third round.
Okay, that's our opinion right now.
Of the draft. Everybody on this panel made a video saying that he's the still of the draft. He's not just a third round pick.
See, this is my thing. I said this for a reason, because for it to happen, we got to treat him like it at some point.
Yeah,
so the coaching staff got to give him the minutes adequate enough to even challenge the season that any rookie linebacker that won Defensive Rookie of the Year has had. So if we just make him a rotational guy, of course it's not going to happen. But if you let him go out there and become the leader of this defense, and which he can become in the next 2 years, you know what I mean? It can happen. He's done everything that Micah Parsons has done except put his hand in the dirt and consistently rush off the edge. The IQ of Nakobe Dean is next level. Next level. You talking about the ceiling? You talking about the floor of a guy? The floor is Kaiser White. You know what I mean? Who just led goddamn the Chargers in tackles. And the ceiling to me is like Ray Lewis based on the IQ alone. Ray Lewis, one of the smartest guys. Now I know. Now listen. I know Ray Lewis is bigger. Ray Lewis is stronger. But Ray Lewis was extremely smart. He didn't get there all the time and rush these quarterbacks with his size. It was smarts, man. It was smarts. That's the ceiling for me, man. No, that's a ceiling for me. I'm not going to let.
I'm not going to give Hugh Douglas. I ain't going to give him Ray
Hugh Douglas.
Yeah, I ain't
Hugh
gonna get
Douglas a
great news.
defensive.
He's a defensive
lineman.
lineman.
200 pounds more.
Hugh
Hey,
Douglas
my
is a
thing
defensive lineman.
we're
I-
talking about three
I gotta
different
say
players.
something on
D-Law,
this.
we're
You talking about
off the
Trotter?
subject.
I gotta say
That's what
something.
I met Trotter. That's
Mike
my
Trotter?
I gotta say something about this, if it's okay, because I think Parsons is absolute monster. Okay, I think he's an absolute monster. Is Nakobe Dean going to have the career he's going to have? We'll see. He's only done it 1 year, right? But I got to say this. LT saying that is flipping out all these Dallas Cowboy fans. I don't think that's very – I don't think that's a big deal. I think it was more of a big deal to hear the Cowboy fans try to compare him to Lawrence Taylor last year.
Thank you.
That is
Thank you.
more ridiculous
The
to
Cowboys
me than
fans.
anything.
If you're going
Yeah, I
to,
hear that.
if we're going,
saying.
thank you. If we're going to sit here and let everybody get away with saying, "Oh, Lawrence Taylor," I can't compare my guy, Nakobe Dean. Everybody was running to the altar to give praise to Nakobe Dean all season. Now that he an Eagle, we forgot what he was.
That's
Everybody
that's everybody. Just when we got Bradbury.
I never heard so many. I never heard so many grown men in my life tell me another man too small. I never heard it. I never heard this much in my life. He's too small. His hand size, his chest. They measured his chest plate. I'm like, bro, this Philly. AI is the size of a fifth grader.
And he's still bald.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Deshaun Jackson is a little guy. Like, I'm not here to because the guy's small. Nah, bro. Now listen, he gonna cook. Give him the time on the field. I got him cooking, man.
There you go.
Parsons a monster. Parsons a monster. I don't want to anything.
He's a monster.
But people comparing him to the greatest defensive player I probably ever seen, the scariest guy I've ever seen play the Eagles. I just think that's a bigger leap than anything LB is saying. I don't think that's nearly as big a leap as what the Cowboy fans were promoting last year about him being the next Lawrence Taylor. Here's Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White combined. Come on.
This is the thing, though.
I want to hear Simone and Gates on this situation.
Simone and Gates, just give me. Could you see the Kobe Dean? Could you see in 2-3 years us saying, "Dang, who is better, Micah Parsons or the Kobe Dean?" Like we don't gotta say he's better already. LB didn't. The Cowboys fans twisted his words when they got retweeted 1,000,000 times. I just said it because of the IQ. But Simone, you go first and Gate. Could you see Dean rivaling the competition between linebacker and linebacker later down the line? Do you got that much faith?
Well, one, like somebody said, Michael Parsons was a dog, defensive rookie of the year last year, but it was only 1 year. So we can't, the only thing you can debate is, will Nakobe Dean have a better rookie year than Michael Parsons? All he had was 1 year. So he's shown that he could be a Cowboys great maybe in the future, but it's still only 1 year. We can't tout any player off of 1 year. Two, now I love Nakobe Dean. I live in Georgia. Everything is Georgia Bulldogs. I watch Nakobe Dean every game on Saturday. The only games I get is UGA. Every freaking play on Sunday, Nakobe Dean. He's a dog. Best player on the best defense in the nation.
Thank you.
Best player on the best defense. And if they want to say, oh, Jordan Davis made Nakobe Dean look good, shoot, we got Jordan Davis too.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him.
So
what we talk about
at UGA, he gonna make him look good in Philly. But my thing is, Nakobe Dean is a dog and he can do it all. Now the biggest knock only on Nakobe Dean is his size, but he's never let his size stop him on any level that he's been on. It's the IQ. The dude sees stuff before it happens. So he can make up for the lack of size because he's at the play. He's there making the tackle before they even see him coming. Now, the only thing Michael Parsons has over freaking Nakobe Dean is Dan freaking Quinn.
That's true.
Ooh.
So
That's true.
Michael Parsons, they knew instantly what to do with Michael Parsons once he got to the league. Jonathan Gannon, do we trust him to unleash Nakobe?
No.
That's the
No.
question.
And to add a caveat before Gates go, I don't think Micah Parsons is going to have I don't think Nakobe Dean is going to have a better rookie year. My statement is more on the long run. Let's reevaluate this in 8 years.
The impact.
Yeah. Let's reevaluate this in 8 years.
Our defense is much more balanced than what it should be. Much more balanced than Dallas's was. So we don't need Nakobe Dean to even be defensive rookie of the year to have a huge year for us. We just need him to have the impact. Like
If Parsons
we
get
need
5
player to be a
sacks,
superstar. We've got so many good players that it shouldn't rely on Nakobe Dean being freaking having Michael Parsons numbers last year. It should be balanced.
if Micah Parsons don't get them numbers, that secondary in trouble. Every time Micah Parsons ain't get home, Diggs got cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Cooked. Barbecue chicken every time Parsons ain't get home.
I ain't gonna lie.
Go ahead, Gabe.
I don't think Diggs is good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Look, man, they're both really good players. I think they're different types of players, and I also have no clue how Jonathan Gannon is going to employ and use Nakobe Dean.
He's about to crush my dreams.
No, it's not that, LB. I don't think you're out of line for saying what you said because, look, he had a good year. Look, Michael Parsons had a really good year. But to put this in perspective, LT's best year was like 20 and a half sacks from the linebacker. There's nothing like that. Lawrence Taylor, what he did in the late 80s, mid 80s to late 80s. Yeah, I mean, I was way too young to really understand football at that time. But, I mean, like.
My grandpa told me about that.
Yeah, like you could turn it on and see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
The dude he's a monster. I don't know what they're going to do with Nakobe Dean, man. I mean, there's part of me that believes that, Jonathan Gannon and Brandon Staley come from the same coaching tree. It really starts with Jerry Gray, whose son, I believe his son now is actually a scout for us. But Jerry Gray is the defensive back coach for Green Bay. He was, previously the defensive back for Minnesota, and then he was the defensive coordinator in Tennessee. Both of those guys came up underneath Tennessee as like interns, assistants, and kind of learned underneath, Jerry Gray's tutelage. So I don't know if you can take Jonathan Gannon and see him employ things like a lot of people have been asking me, Gabe, will they run a 34 scheme? Truth be told, I don't know. They could run a 4-3 under and get the same results. They could run a 34 underneath the Eagle, which is 2-4 eyes and nose tackle. And then you're going to bring two guys up into those B gaps. You can run just a straight up Okie, an Okie 34, which is you got 2-5 techniques and nose tackle. And then you're going to bring two rush edge linebackers down on the outside. Would they use Nakobe Dean with the Hassan Riddick with the other young man's name that we just drafted, Kyron Johnson? Like, would they use those type of guys in those type of roles? I really don't know. Here's the thing is that what the film shows compared to what stats can show, I don't know that Nakobe Dean's going to have the kind of stats if it comes to sacks if they don't utilize him in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, Derek Brooks didn't have, like, crazy sack numbers. Did anyone think Derek Brooks was a scrub for Tampa Bay back in the day? Dude was next level, man. Like,
Next level.
I don't know how they're going to implement and use Nakobe Dean.
That's what's scary. So my statement is based on me already knowing Parsons has a year ahead because Nakobe Dean is not going to do what Parsons did. Let me clear that up because a lot of people, when you hear statements like that, they just go straight to outrage. People don't even comprehend the statement. He's not going to have a better rookie year. This is about the long run. He's going to get even smarter. He's already smart. He's going to get smarter. He's going to process the game. Like, we really forgot who he was. We really that scared to say he's going to be one of them ones? Not me.
Because
me.
You got to understand, LB, a lot of people forget that a lot of this game is mental. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you had a mental and like Simone was saying, he sees things before they happen. You know what I mean? He knows if a guard is pulling and two other guys are going one way, well, this play is going this way. They're just trying to mess with my head. And I seen plays and broke down and seen breakdowns of plays of him doing that, being the only defender, knowing that it's going to the right when everybody else started was going to the left. Like these are the things. These are the intangibles. Should I say,
man? I don't even think it's intangibles, man. I think he's just a technical wizard. The feet to change your direction. I mean, he's never out of place.
He got burst too.
You never catch his hips the other way, going one way, and the play going the other way. No, them hips is always where the play going. Like,
and then now too,
that's up here. That's up here. Knowing, that's knowing.
Simone?
Like I done seen this before. And now,
go ahead.
He got the motivation now too because he know he was a first round talent, so he coming in pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he loved Jordan Davis. That's his dog, but he like, that could have been me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need to take me out.
He looking at Jordan Davis's money, looking at his money like, shoot, I ain't letting that happen again.
Oh, he's gonna get paid.
Right.
And look, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to say it. I'm just really high on Nakobe Dean. That's a first round talent. I'm really high. If I'm wrong, I'll come back. Right now, Micah Parsons that dude. But as of right now, listen, if you want to fight, the statement is what it is.
It is.
It is what it is.
Real quick, shout out to King V. He said, would you we're gonna hit a couple super chats, but this is a good one. I want to get everybody's take on it. Would you want the offense to stay run first? We'll do percentage, right? If you could pick after I read a couple super chats, 30, 70, 60, 40, 50, 50. Give me your run pass ratio that you think we should implement with this new offense, AJ Brown and all these wide receivers. But Rob Dredden with the $5 super chat. What up, Philly Nation? Question: do you know what to say to a Dallas Cowboy dressed up in a suit? Want to defend it? Please rise. He's always coming in talking giving shade to Dallas. I love him.
That's
So true.
Daly said Simone is looking pretty good up there on the screen.
You gotta send more. You gotta send the higher money for that.
Yeah, you can't give him with the $1.99 super chat. Go on the channel.
That ain't go good. That ain't go good.
Jersey Boy said, loving the chat. The offense will carry us early because the only new piece is Brown. Defense needs time to develop. Both can be top 10 for sure. So I think that was chiming in on that talk. Ev said we need to see Jalen be the reason we win 4 to 5 games and not lose to secure his contract. Just imagine if he does. If he's not just going for the ride, if he's like actually taking over games, then when you got the defense and the run game and blah, 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 that's going to look fire. Just trying to catch up. A said, with much improved defense, how many games would a defense win this season? How many games did they win last year? Do y'all remember a game where the defense actually won the game for us?
Yeah, McLeod had a walk-off pick.
Washington, right?
Washington.
Panthers game.
And the Panthers game. They had like 8 sacks in that game.
The Panthers game too.
Yeah,
Panthers game. That was nice.
Darius
Slay won that game.
Stressed out.
The Panthers game, Darius Slay won that one basically by himself. That man had like 2 touchdowns that game.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and Gate was at that Panthers game. That was that tight fit game. That was the game that when we won, we always thought we were back. We thought we were back for a little bit. But then we got on that later stretch and we did come back. If I missed your super chat, sorry. Like I said, we were live on 6 channel and we got 1,200 people in the chat. When you combine all the channels, there's over 1,200 people in here. So, you know what I mean? And it's hard to get all 7 people's topics. That's why, it's always fun to do the big panel. But then you realize it's like one person disagree, and then you got ding, ding, ding battle royal going over there. But, it's all love at the end of the day. Carlos said, salute y'all. Who's y'all underrated picks this offseason? I feel like Kaiser and Pascal will have great season and benefit greatly from them. I don't
look like
disagree
the Brady bunch here.
Right.
Yeah,
this is like Hollywood Squares. I was
500
on the bottom
LB
where Joe
looking
at. I'm glad I ain't no more. I ain't on the bottom no more.
Right? I keep getting.
I forgot Joe was here on all them super chats.
All right. So Joe, since everybody forgot you were here. Joe, what do you think with this new offense, right? And a defense that maybe can get turnovers and get the ball back to the offense? What would you like the Eagles to be? Run first. Give me your percentage.
I mean, I got to see where Jalen Hurts is at. If you're just asking me right now off of what I saw last year, I would say 60-40 run. I think that's where we were good. That's what happened last year, and that's how we were winning games. So I would not ask Jalen Hurts to go out there and pass the ball more than like 25, 26 times. But if he's looking better, maybe you change that up. But off of what I know right now, off of what I saw last year, I would have to say stick with what you were doing. Stay run first.
Free for all, guys.
50-50. 50-50. You got to balance it out. Miles Sanders should be up for a contract. You ain't get AJ Brown to just run way more than you're passing. Jalen Hurts got to throw the ball this year. 50-50. You got to see both. You got to see the run and the pass, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want them passing more this year. I want to see a little more passing. I don't want to overdo it and rely heavy on it, but I want to see them pass more. I'd like to see them get out of some of those design runs and stuff for Hurts. I know he's good at it, but I don't want the guy getting hurt. He already had ankle surgery, right? So I like to see a little more passing. I'm with LB, close to 50-50, I would say.
Same. Again, I'm a mix. I'm agreeing with y'all, but I agree with what Castro was saying too. We got some easy teams early. We got to establish the run, but also we can use those 2 easier teams to kind of see what Jalen Hurts with that arm done this off season. But I mean, unless Jalen Hurts has made huge leaps and bounds, then we are going to still have to be a run first team, because the other successful teams who have a quarterback who isn't like your hero type, win you the game with his arm quarterback, they are run heavy teams. Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy G. Let's use the run game. Let's use that offensive line. Yeah. Run the ball till we see what that arm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Wait, LB, you're coming down. You're coming down. You coming down off the 50-50?
I'm 50-50 because I gotta
50-50 though.
Yeah,
Right.
I gotta know. So 50-50, but take away the design runs like 500 said. That gives you equal plays. You know what I mean?
Don't just start airing it out because you got AJ Brown down there. That's all I'm saying. Don't get too happy because you got AJ. Make sure you can still hit that target. You know what I'm saying?
But how many passes do you want to see Jalen Hurts throw? I think that's an easier question, because 50-50 is like, how many plays are we going to get? Right? But like, how many passes do you feel comfortable Jalen Hurts throwing a game?
50% of the offensive plays.
Right.
50%.
Right. 50, yeah, 50%.
If he goes over like 26, if he goes over like 26, 30 passes, I don't know if that's
he should have the ball a lot more though because of his defense.
Facts.
Yeah.
He should have the ball a lot more because of his defense. So yeah, man, you gotta throw the ball, buddy. You gotta throw the ball.
Gate, where you at?
I hate to tell you guys, it's going to be a hell of a lot higher than 50-50.
He said, "Let it loose."
You're going to say let him throw, right?
Yeah, they're going to let him throw. There's no doubt about
it. There you go. You got it. I love it. I love it. I love that.
Yeah, it's going to be.
We got to know.
I would say there's going to be some semblance of balance. I do think that there's an argument to be made that they need to run first down. If we're talking about run first, set yourself up for successful second and third down plays. But I think it's going to be closer to 60-40. Maybe at best you're looking at 55-45, but I'm going to go with probably 60-40 because you got the number 5 yards per route run wide receiver in A.J. Brown, 5th highest productive wide receiver last year, 2nd highest productive wide receiver the year prior. Dallas Goedert was the most productive tight end. He had number 1 Y per RR among all tight ends. You got Devontae Smith, who was a top 40 guy in that statistic. You got Quez Watkins, who's got the vertical ability to take the top off of you. I honestly think it's going to be more 60-40. I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it'd be successul or anything like that. I don't know. We got to see it. But
I love it. I unleash that shit. Let's do it. Hey, listen. We got to know if this guy's the guy or not. I'm okay with that. That's perfect for me. Let him go out and let's see him rip it. Let's see what he can do.
I'm okay with that too.
I'm good with that
again. I'm okay with that too. We're 2-5 again, and realize that it's the same.
Yeah, but then we know we got a problem, though.
Yeah,
but then we know we got a problem.
It's a difference between what we're saying and just abandoning the run the first 70%. We just didn't run at some point in the season, not at all, to even create balance. Like literally, guys, we set records not running.
90-10 is not balanced, bro.
No, that's not.
It's got to be balanced.
Yeah, I mean
that's where I'm coming in too. Go ahead, LB.
50-50 is cool because 50-50 keeps you in the space where you know you got to run half of the time. So therefore you can't abandon it. But 60-40, listen, just don't 90-10.
I change. I'm 60-40 too. I'm going 60-40.
Nah,
I want
60-40. It's 90-10 the other way now.
I don't like the dads.
But look, this is where I'm at. I agree. I think we're going to pass more than run. It's going to be close. If we're not 50-50, I'm not saying no 70 or I think 55-45. I think again. Yeah, the Eagles didn't. Again, we went to 2 extremes. We went from, as you said, breaking a record for not running at all, right? 90-10 the opposite way. And then when we got into that Lions game, that Saints game, right? Back-to-back Lions and Saints, we ran the ball 40+ times. So we went from 90-10 passing to 80-20 running. And I think Nick Sirianni got on too many extremes. I think that once we started seeing easier competition, which it is easier competition, we started to be the perfect amount of balance, right? Then you started seeing Hurts's attempts creep up to 25 attempts, 26 attempts, 24, 28, 29, right? And if you're passing the ball 29 times and you complete 20 of them, 22, 21, I think you can get it done. You can have 200 some yards that way. That's why we saw Hurts have a lot of 150, 180 with some on the ground. My whole thing is, we got to see, but we also want to win. I don't want this year to be only about
That's my
evaluating
thing.
Hurts, right? I want to win games. And if you give me a dub at the end of the day, I don't care how it's done. But as Gates said, I think that is what we want to be. And I think that the run game will be more effective. Again, Jordan Howard might not be on this roster. And when we were running 40 times, we used all the running backs and we had a bruiser. I don't know if we're going to have a bruiser. We should. We all agree we should, but I don't know if we will. With that being said, Miles Sanders was at his best when we sprinkled him in, and same with Kenneth Gainwell and stuff like that. So I think that you cannot abandon the run. But if you're playing more under center, which we did in midway point, right? Lose the 90% RPOs. You can run them, but not at a 90% clip. So you get more under center, pass the ball, run the ball, play action comes in the hand. And I think you still got to let Jalen win some games. Again, you can reel him back if you start out 0-2 or 2-5, like you said, but then you're reeling him back, trying to get to doing what you do, knowing where you're going next year. But I think that you don't get A.J. Brown. You don't give him $100 million, even though that's going to be cheap in the longevity of wide receivers. If you're just going to, Tennessee didn't give him $100 million for that same reason. We ran the ball 35 times a game, bruh. I like you a lot, but Treylon Burks is sitting there. We're going to have to let you go to your best friend. So I think that you got to, definitely throw the ball, but keep it balanced. No,
I agree.
No big tendencies either way.
Yeah.
I like it.
I just want to win games. That's all.
You're muted. You're muted, LB.
All right. I'm gonna go. I wanted to go last. Everybody went, right? I wanted to go last because I wanted to pose a question after this. I'm gonna go 60-40, and it's passing. To me, yes, you would definitely have to keep the defense on their heels, not knowing what to do. The RPO, 90%, all that, yeah, definitely scratch that. I'm not saying don't use it, but use it at particular times. You can use it on 3rd and 5 and those kind of things. You can keep the defense guessing. But we do got to understand that now we have a wide receiver, and we know wide receivers are divas. I don't care what anybody says. Wide receivers are divas, so you have to keep them happy. You have to make sure that they get the numbers that they want to get. And I'm saying that because I want to pose this question, and it's scary, and it's hard to think about, but we have to. If Jalen Hurts doesn't work out, and I'm hoping that he does, A.J. Brown going with him?
Nah.
What do you mean? No, AJ Brown just got paid.
He can request a trade.
He
Just
got
like all these other guys.
He got
If
100
Hurts
million
doesn't
reason why.
work out, and we bringing in somebody better than Jalen, then AJ Brown is staying. They bros, but they know this is business. Like I'm not going with him just because
I
he's
don't
my
know.
friend.
Going on.
If we bringing
He
in somebody
came in-
better,
Like I love how he did, but he didn't come here because of Howie Roseman.
$100
He
million
came here
got
because
him
of
here.
Jalen Hurts.
He came here because he got traded.
But
He
Look,
came
no,
here because of Jalen Hurts.
He came here for that bag.
he came here for that bag.
Let's not get that confused. That's
No.
about the bag.
He came here because that's where his
Sorry.
checks
That's
are.
about the bag.
I love my friends, but come on. He
Right.
didn't come.
So
Listen,
you think you can go to another team and get a bag? Like I don't understand it.
No,
You
he
know what other teams was on the table? Who had an 8
It's perfect.
with a wide receiver?
Because he wanted to come here because of Jalen Hurts.
I don't
Do you know
think
why
Well,
Tennessee
people
had to
realize
trade him? Do you know why Tennessee had to trade him? Because he wanted to get paid. So the whole trade option came up because they didn't pay him. Listen, if Tennessee offered $100 million, he probably stayed.
he would
Probably
have stayed.
Yeah,
What is
he
this?
wanted to stay. He
He would've
made those
took
quotes
less. He
saying
would've
that. Like he
Yeah.
wanted them. He wanted to stay. He was like, now that I want what I deserve, I'm a diva. Boom, 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 boom.
He was the best. Listen, he was the best choice for us. It was either him or Debo
I
Samuels.
asked the question. I gave you the answer. All right.
No, the answer is no. It depends. Who I'm sorry. There's a lot of friends in the NFL. All them dudes play together in high school. They play together over the summer. They're not just staying somewhere because bro under center if he not in.
Let me ask
I
you
mean,
this.
we did see Rob Gronkowski retire because
That's the goal.
they friends you, but you just hold on. You just gave me and said that don't happen, and then when I get you something, you like, oh well, that's not what it. But it did happen. But
He
did it
retired.
happen? Yes or no?
It happened.
Did it happen?
Rob,
that's what I'm saying. It happened.
No, it didn't happen.
Rob and Tom Brady.
No, it didn't.
Teammates. And Tom,
No,
yes, if Jalen Hurts wins, AJ Brown 3 rings.
I'm hoping we don't have to have this discussion. I'm just asking. I'm hoping we just doesn't come down.
That's not the major concern for me. The major concern for me is that if you're struggling in the first 6 weeks before what's week 6, the Dallas game, if you're showing signs of struggling right there, passing the ball, sad to say this, but Gardner Minshew can pass decent enough to make some plays down the field.
Or
If you go out there, listen, I don't want him running the ball because if you go get hurt, you might not get this team back. There's too many weapons out there, bro. It's too many weapons out there. If you go get hurt, you might not get this team back. Minshew could do numbers with this. That's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo could do numbers.
For how long?
Huh?
LB always goes back to Jimmy G just because of that. Listen, let me just say this. Okay, listen. If LB says something on Twitter, even when he comes back around, low key, he always keeps that in his thing. He always keeps that close.
But hold on. But for how long though?
Huh?
Like
how long do we want to wait? Say we 2-4. Knowing damn well we should be starting at least 5-1 or something like that. Say you 2-4. How long do you want to wait? How long do you want to do you want to see some end of the season heroics, or do you want to be on the beach chilling this season?
Ain't like no way. It ain't.
I want to be 10-3.
Major injuries, unless we get major injuries, it ain't no way starting this team we should be 2-4 at all.
That's how.
So if you do, would you pull Jalen Hurts? If you're 2-4,
it depends. It
he's struggling.
If he's putting up 27 points,
order in the court,
and the defense is trash, I'm getting rid of Gannon in the middle of the season. You got.
I'll do it in the middle of the game.
Gannon got to week 2.
Gannon
got to opening day. He got to opening day.
Halftime.
2 weeks.
He got to week 2. I'm gonna tell you why.
All right, so we got the Lions. We got the Lions, right?
And then you got Justin Jefferson and them. If you let Jefferson if you playing 8 yards off against them, you're done. We can't waste no time
because we do know. All right, we only really face one elite quarterback. Dak Prescott is but we do know Kirk Cousins owns us, no matter where he plays in Washington or at the Vikings. He owns it.
I'm telling you that he can be owned.
I'm just saying he owns it.
He sucks on Monday night games. He's like
he don't own this defense. I ain't never seen him own no goddamn team with Slay and Bradbury. We better kill Cousins at home.
I agree. I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. But I'm not firing Jonathan Gannon if Kirk Cousins go crazy.
If you are playing 8 yards of coverage week 2, we got to get ahead of this early with this roster. You got to go because you're gonna do it again. If you do it opening game, you're gonna do it again.
Would you rather have the offense? Would you rather have the offense change? Like you said, we start 2-4, we start off bad, but we're passing 60-40. Would you rather have the offense change back to a run first offense, bench Hurts, or just keep it going and see what happens throughout the year and evaluate Hurts? Out of those 3 options, if Hurts struggled,
I'd rather.
And it's clearly on Hurts.
Pull him.
You gotta pull them. You gotta stay 60-40. No matter. Listen, if I'm the quarterback, it gotta be 60-40. And then when I fail, you gotta pull me. Based upon the weapons, you gotta throw the ball this season. You can't hide your hand because you think your quarterback got deficiencies. Dude gotta air it out. I believe in him.
Yeah, but let me just say this though. Do we think that Nick Sirianni has that stuff in him to say before like midway in the season to pull somebody? We're not talking injury, right? LB first started this conversation by saying Hurts gets hurt, no pun intended, and knock on fake wood, and then he loses his job. Do you think you could pull him? Like, not you guys. Do you think Nick Sirianni will pull him, or would he, again, as Joe said, change the game plan and then, you know what I mean? Do you think Nick Sirianni could do that?
He gonna pull him.
He got it in him to pull him.
I don't think he will.
He needs to be pulled. He would need to be pulled, but like you said, I don't think Nick Sirianni got that oomph in him to pull him.
I think he'll pull him.
I'm trying to tell you.
He's trying to fix it.
I think this year he'll pull him. The screams will come from high hell if this team is trash.
He
got to protect himself.
Yeah, he's under a microscope too. And like with all these weapons that you got, you under a microscope too. We not
And
just
then
talking about
too,
Jonathan
if it's-
Gannon.
If it's
That's why he'll
Memphis
pull him.
and, Carson
Exactly.
Strong in the cut, you know they're gonna want to try them out. If
Gate, is he pulling them?
I'll be honest with you, my opinion, Mike. Y'all remember that scene in Gladiator where they thought he was going to poison his food, and then the guy tells him,
ate it for him and tasted it for him. Yeah,
he's got to destroy your name first. I think Jalen Hurts would have to lose the locker room first.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has that locker room.
Gates always bring an order to this shit. All right, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's why I had to throw him
Yeah,
in. I had to
yeah,
throw
that's
him
Well,
in.
I think if they're 2-4, 2-5, and it's clearly because Hurts is struggling, I think he will lose the locker room.
If you're losing a bunch of close games and you win some shootouts and Hurts has improved and you still 2-4, then it got to be a defensive issue. So it could be a number of reasons why we could be 2-4.
It have to be Hurts because of Hurts.
Yeah.
Right. It have to be because of Hurts struggling.
There's
if
different
it's
ways.
the defense, it depends how it goes. But if it's clearly because Jalen Hurts is struggling, I think they're going to pull him because I think they gave him a whole year last year, and then now they've given him weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They expect a lot more. And look who you're playing early in the season. Your schedule in the season's not that bad. You shouldn't be losing to teams like Detroit. Okay, so if they're struggling early, I think it's a problem.
This is when you know he's going to be pulled. Listen. If AJ Brown, wait. If AJ Brown stops texting him back, you know he lost his job.
Right.
Hey, let me ask everybody. I want to ask everybody, including on the chat. And I made a video about this probably like a week ago. I think that Jalen Hurts has the most weapons that a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback ever had.
Oh yeah,
ever.
You want to talk about? You want to talk about 14 with Mike Vick with Macklin?
Jersey LB, show the Jersey LB.
Oh, my shady.
With Macklin.
Those were great weapons.
That big shady.
That was good weapons. Macklin.
That was good weapons.
Jackson.
That was good. They was good.
These guys got bigger upside.
Exactly. And you getting a guy like a lot of people feel
who drafted all of them, because those are all draft picks. Those are good weapons.
Yeah, Andy Reid drafted all of them.
I don't want no smoke with the draft questions. I was just genuinely curious.
but
draft
When
questions.
you look at it, when you look at it, a lot of people fail to realize that AJ Brown is only 24.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to his fourth season. Just his fourth season.
Yeah, and you don't get in your prime until 25, 26, 27.
That's what I'm saying. Like and you still got Dallas Goedert. You know what I mean? I think Dallas Goedert is better than Brett Selleck. That was in 2014. So to me,
better weapons.
I think he got the best weapons a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback ever had. I hate to bring the name. I know Simone going to hate this name, but you think Carson Wentz wouldn't have loved to have these weapons?
Oh.
I don't think Carson.
What
2017 Carson?
Yeah, no, right.
What?
2019 Carson would have lit it up.
Yeah, I think Carson this year would light it up. It's just too many weapons, man. You can't fail almost. I think Carson Wentz right now would light it up.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say something. I think not only is AJ Brown good, right? We all know how good. I think that people don't realize how good Devontae Smith is. I think Devontae Smith's going to lead this team in receptions and yards by the end of the year. I think he's the number one receiver this year. That's how good I think he is.
Yes, because of the defense that's going to get shaded to AJ Brown off the grip. Again,
exactly.
I just think that Smith is going to be a nightmare because we saw what he did in one-on-one situations. Teams as a rookie had a game plan for him more than they had a game plan for the other wide receivers. But let's get these super chats real quick. McNabb5 said, "I'm calling this the compilation of Eagle content creators Wu-Tang Gang."
Say that again, Mike. What?
I'm ODB.
Some words just tie me up.
I'm definitely.
The words always tying you up, Mike. You can never read the super chats.
Sounds like a great bet to me.
I'm definitely
talking about. I don't know what Betty's talking about, but shout out to Michael Fowler, always coming through with the support on a lot of Eagle content creators channels.
Yes, sir.
And RB said, how many blitzes do you see us sending a game? We were one of the worst at blitzes. Not worse saying we didn't execute them, but we barely sent any. Do you, how do y'all feel
I'm gonna
about
say
that? Somebody
something.
want to
I
say?
want to say something. I'll let you guys go, Mike.
Go.
I hate to disappoint, but I think you'll be an uptick just because we only blitzed like 16% or something like that last year. So I don't think it's much further down from that.
You can't
But
get worse.
I don't think it's gonna satisfy everybody. I don't think people are gonna look and be like, yeah, look how much more aggressive he is. I just don't think that's his style of defense. I'm just gonna be honest, guys.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I'm cool. I'm
think it's still
cool.
gonna
I'm
be
cool with like
20%.
20. I'm cool with 25, 28%.
That's double.
I want
I'm cool.
60%. I want 60%. I say bring it. I'm old Buddy Ryan, old school, man.
Yeah,
bring it all.
I think it's gonna be interesting where they bring the fourth guy, fifth guy from. Like I don't think it's necessarily gonna be bringing 6, 7 guys on a block. I just don't see that. But I see them where you see your 3 down linebackers, or you see 4 guys with their hands in the dirt, but not necessarily all 4 of those guys are coming at you, or those 3 guys are coming at you, but you got a 4th guy coming from somewhere, whether it's, Hassan Reddick or Kyron Johnson, one of these guys that can kind of be a mixture of both. So it won't necessarily go into the maybe, pass, or it might not go in the blitz category, but you'll see some exotic stuff if everything that we're hearing is true about, how he wants to change up his fronts, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be anything major.
Hey,
I want to ask Gates a question because I don't know this. So if a team blitzes and it's a run play, is it still called a blitz?
It is. It's just a run blitz.
It's a run blitz. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Gate, do you know who the team with the highest blitzing percentage last year was offhand? I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Arizona.
Is it the Rams?
Give me 1 second, guys. I'll get you the information.
My guess is Arizona, but I'm not sure. I wonder because I'd like to know what the highest percentage.
You almost got a blitz though. I mean, if you don't blitz, then what the hell you get Bradbury for? You got to blitz so these guys can get these early passes, these early reads in the air, and they can make these plays.
I thought it was
Miami 5-0.
The Ravens.
Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami.
It was Miami. 39.8%. So I had down there.
39%. Okay.
Yeah, the Ravens.
They went on a 9-game winning streak at one point.
Mike.
Oh yeah, it is Miami. You're right.
Wow. Okay. And they were 1-7 to start the season.
Yeah.
And they won their last 9, right?
They killed us.
Yeah.
I want the blitz 40% of the time. I want to be the highest blitz percentage team in the league.
Hey,
I firmly believe
Ray Dillinger, man. You come out with the notepad, dog.
Yeah.
Who gets the first sack?
Really the
Shout out Sidney Boy with the super chat. He said, "Who get the first sack?" BG. Brandon Graham getting that first one. That's all I know.
I'm gonna say Jordan Davis.
I'm gonna say Hargrave.
I'm gonna say Reddick. Got him first. Got him. I was surprised nobody said it.
Let me ask y'all about it.
Jordan Davis a beast.
Avonte Maddox going to blitz and get his first sack.
What are we doing with Miles Sanders, man? What's up with Miles Sanders? What are we doing? Is he getting extended? Are we keeping him around? How do we want to utilize Miles Sanders? Listen, if you ask me, it was a disappointing year for him. Anytime a running back don't score is disappointing. I don't care who you blame it on. I don't care what you call it. Miles Sanders is on this roster to be a big play guy. He got the pop, right? He got the flash. He got the flair. We ain't see it last year. Is he playing for a contract? Is he playing for his starting job? Like, what's y'all general synopsis on Miles Sanders?
Miles Sanders is in a tough spot. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, Miles Sanders is in a tough spot, bro. Like, if he's too good, we're probably not going to want to pay him because we don't like to pay running backs. We're probably just going to draft somebody else and keep the committee going. But if he's not good enough, then what's the point in paying him? So I hope that we keep him because I do like Miles Sanders, but
I do too.
I just feel like he's in a weird spot right now because even every running back, I think you can really say this about. They're in that weird spot that people aren't going to want to pay you top dollar if you're one of those guys. And if you're not one of those guys, they can replace you with a 3rd, 4th round pick. So I feel like Miles Sanders just kind of fell into that. I would love to be wrong, though. I love Miles Sanders. I really do.
Yeah, I'm going to be quick. I think that if they were going to extend him, they would have did it this offseason because they had the tools to say, look, we love you. You're a hometown favorite, but look at your stats. So then you can argue making him outside, close top 15, like middle of the pack pay. If you're giving a middle of the pack pay for 2-3 more years, that's worthy of it. And this would have been the best time for the Eagles to have the rights to say, look what you did, man. We like you. You were injured. We're gonna give you that, 2-year prove it deal. But I think if you don't hear nothing throughout this June, July, August, then I think that he's playing this year and it's his last year because of the running back position is just, it's weird. If you are a Henry, a McCaffrey, a Alvin, or even a Zeke back in the day, it's still not really worth it because you're paying for what they did, and once you pay them, they're already beat up. They can't do it anymore. So it's just really tough. I hate to downgrade Philly Fresh's position, but the NFL is doing it.
I think Miles has a huge year this year, and they let him walk. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to have a huge year, and he's going to walk.
Over 1,000 yards rushing?
I think 1,200 yards rushing this year.
It's doable.
I think so. I mean, the guy had a bad year last year, no touchdowns. He still averaged 5.5 yards a carry.
He always does that.
If he's healthy and plays, he can put the yards up. But he's just got to stay healthy. But this is the year for him to do it. I mean, if he's not going to do this year, then what year is he going to do it? I would love to keep him, but I don't know.
Kenneth Gainwell talking low key in the background, like I'm about to have a breakout year. Right. The only way you really get 1,000 yards is if you let the guy be the guy, right? And we don't let no one running back be the guy anymore.
What you think, Simone?
I like Miles Sanders, but I just don't. I'm not for dropping the bag on any running back. Just because, like you said, running backs, you can get another Miles Sanders. Running backs aren't the type of players where they're hard to find. Every draft is a running back. And when you got such a good offensive line like we have, come on now. You don't need to lock up a whole bunch of money in a Miles when you can get 3 or 2 70% of Miles and have a stout offensive line like we've been building and get the production. I don't pay running backs in my little GM world. Sorry.
Look at the Niners.
It's a running back every draft, like.
Yeah, and it's running backs around in the 4th round now that are going to be productive.
So. They have to be special, man. It has to be somebody like
you got to be like a Christian McCaffrey, a Derrick Henry, like, and that's just.
You got to give me Barry Sanders, and then I'm good.
I think I
paid Zeke. I don't know why Dallas paid Zeke.
I think the Panthers arguably regret paying CMC. He's been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
He stays hurt. Well, the only reason why I could see paying Christian McCaffrey is because Christian McCaffrey was their only option on offense. They ran everything through Christian McCaffrey. He was their workhorse. They ran him to the ground. But when you have so many offensive weapons like we do, I'm not locking up a whole bunch of money on a running back when we got him. Well, we need to get, like you said, the bruiser back. But Christian McCaffrey was their everything on offense. Everything ran that they had to pay Christian McCaffrey because there was nobody else making plays for them.
He was a receiver too. Right. He was the receiver too.
We have too many playmakers to be locking up a Miles Sanders. I'm sorry.
I think Gainwell ends up being our bruiser. He was okay in the red zone.
Yeah, we just need a guy that's going to fall forward. Like, and I think that now I'm spacing on his name, but the undrafted Kennedy Brooks. I think Kennedy Brooks could be that guy. I think Kennedy Brooks. I think he's going to be the Jordan Howard replacement. Only reason I think that is because it's hard for him to fall, and when he does fall, he falls forward. He's not like a breakaway, going to get a 60-yard touchdown. But at least from what I watched, I didn't watch like crazy amount of tape on him, but he seemed like a guy that's just going to run through tackles, and that's what we need. Somebody that's just going to continuously fall forward and hit the other team before they hit him as a running back. So I think he could be a sneaky guy that maybe takes that spot.
Oh man, this hurts me because it's my position that I played, and I do understand.
Man, I was talking all that trash. My bad.
No, you good. I understand the business. Listen, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman, so I understand the business. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you just can't pay. I mean, Derrick Henry, I would pay him, yes. The CMC, I would have paid him too. Like, but it's what you pay them. You can't pay them quarterback money. Like, so when you look at the situation, Miles Sanders is a big play ready to happen, but his eyes ain't there. I have broken down so much tape. I have looked at so many games of him running in the backside of Jason Kelsey, running and going to the wrong way. When Kelsey's blocking to the right, he's going the wrong way. And Kelsey got his arms up like, I'm blocking for you. That's a touchdown. So yes, I do look at the coaches not running the ball enough last year. But some of that is on Miles Sanders not getting no touchdowns. Because I seen multiple times where he could have scored a touchdown and he did not, because I don't know what it is. His eyes are not good when it comes to him following the block. And that's a problem. You can't be like that in the NFL. Now, I'm going to say this. He will have a breakout year because when you look at Quez Watkins' speed, you had the Philadelphia Eagles really have everything for a running back to succeed. A guy in Quez Watkins to take off the top. A possession guy, 2 possession guys, really, and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So everybody is going to be worried about this passing game, especially if Jalen Hurts is throwing it. So he can flourish, but I don't know. And it's crazy. I was going to make a video tomorrow saying who would get paid first, because to me, the top 2 free agents next year is Hargrave and Miles Sanders. So I was going to say who's going to get paid first in the middle of the season, probably a Hargrave or Miles Sanders. And I'm probably going to have to go with Hargrave, man. I don't know what they're going to do with Miles Sanders. I really don't.
Who was our best running back in the red zone last year?
The skinny one. Kenneth Gainwell.
Okay. I'm just letting the chat know that, because they like, oh, Kenneth Gainwell a bruiser, a bruiser. Yeah, that's how he was used last year.
You just really need a contact balance back.
But before that, Boston Scott was our guy too.
Yeah, true. I agree.
Yeah, it's just about getting behind the big guys in the red zone. Like, a lot of people think you need to be like 6'10" and 500 pounds to get a touchdown from 1 yard out. It's just about knowing where the hole is. It's about seeing your big guy and falling behind them usually. So it is what it is.
That's why Boston Scott is so scary at that goal line, because you can't see him. And once you see him, he's already in the end zone. And
Boston Scott, he's
not your typical little guy neither. Like, he's really built like a bowling ball.
If the running back room is the way it is right now, Gainwell would be your best option as a bruiser back. That's why I said Gainwell, because I don't think they're going to add nobody else. Like, who are you going to get? Like, training camp about to start. Who's out there?
I think they still could bring in another running back. I don't know who's out there, but it would not surprise me if they bring in another running back for depth.
Almost anybody available is bigger than every running back on our roster, probably.
Hold on.
I don't know who's available though.
Bring Jordan.
Hey, how do you feel real quick? How do you feel about
earlier? Hold on.
We're gonna get Jordan Howard back at the last minute.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at Jordan Howard's skill set. I just think he can't stay healthy anymore. But if you can get someone who has this, that's why I'm ready to let him go. But Gate, I know you all listen. You've been asking for a contact balance back leg again. You can call. We force people to play that position, but we've been looking for one for a long time. And Jordan Howard fits the mold. But
you got Carlos Hyde and Malcolm Brown still out there.
Gate wanted Carlos Hyde 2 years ago.
I like Brown too, by the way. I think he's a good.
I like Brown. My personal opinion
from the Rams, right?
And that's what I said. That's what I said at the beginning of the live. I would try to see what Michael Brown got.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, to answer your question about the running back position and Miles Sanders, I'm gonna tread carefully, because these dudes like to block you fast if you critique them in any way. So I'm going to be careful with what I say, because I ain't going to name names. I'm not going to name names. There's definitely
they'll block you? Really? They'll block you? Really?
What happened?
You talking about the commenters?
No.
He's talking about the players. I'm
not going to name names. All I'm going to say is
it's got to be regular. I hope he blocks me.
Listen,
I don't care.
Y'all getting blocked by players?
Listen,
not me.
Not me.
The
players. It was
I
a player that I was once very high on, and apparently he did not like the fact that I critiqued this film.
Gotta be regular.
Is he still on the team? Is he still on the team?
That I play Xbox with and shit like that, we cool. We be talking about like fashion and shit. So I ain't do nothing wrong yet to get blocked, but
yeah, you gotta be careful. They'll block you, man.
Listen,
It's what it is. They know what we got a job to do.
Eagle fans, I mean Eagle players. If you're watching this, we don't really fully associate with Gate. Just let you know, I'm just kidding.
Damn. You gonna throw me under the bus?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead about the running backs though.
Mike over
Be
here
nice
talking
to
about-
Tim.
He's got to be talking about Rager. Only Rager would block him.
Right.
But,
You did say you was high. You said you was high on them two Gates coming out the draft. It's Rager.
It has to be Regular.
I'm not naming
Hey,
names.
Why
AJ
you keep
Rager,
going
block me. I take it as honor.
Miles Sanders I think Miles Sanders has talent. I don't think it's a lack of talent, but the injuries, the nagging injuries, and then I apologize. Jalen and Caleb, if you guys are in the chat, I don't remember which one of you guys cued me in on this, but one of you two, when we were doing a film breakdown, you guys told me that the big problem you had with Miles Sanders is that you felt like where other guys are one-cut runners and they're taking what is given to them, Miles Sanders, part of that big play element, is always looking for the home run. So instead of taking what's given to the defense, sometimes he tries to do a little too much, which causes, the lanes to close down. One of you guys cued me on a really good play to where clearly the backside, Lane Johnson did a really good job cutting off backside. If he had cut back to the backside, it's wide open for days. You should have seen it. Should have been stuck in the ground. That was the Tampa Bay game. Should have been a major, major run. And it didn't work out that way. Now, to be fair to Miles Sanders, please don't block me, Miles. He did have a messed up hand.
That messed up his eyes, though.
I guess so, bro. It's all
You're
connected.
blocked right now, Philly Mike. You just got blocked.
Yeah, man. No, I like Miles Sanders now. But real quickly, let's get these super chats. Super Saiyan said, y'all mentioned Carson Wentz going ham with the roster we have. He has a legit chance to go crazy with the skill positions in DC. He has a running back, a wide receiver core. In Indy, he still did numbers. Are anybody scared of the Washington Commanders under Carson Wentz actually being better than what we're portraying? We're talking about a two-team race, Eagles, Cowboys. Is anybody fear the Washington Commanders making?
We all should be.
Washington's gonna be better than Dallas.
We all should be. I'm gonna tell you why. We Eagles fans, we remember what 2017 Carson looked like. If that monster ever rear his ugly head again, it was the perfect time for it to be while he's back at the NFC East going against his team. I don't want no smoke with that guy, but I know we got the defense. To bottle him up though, so I'm really not too worried about it. But he's gonna spank a bunch of teams this year though, just not us.
See, my thing is, we know Carson can do it physically, but I'm just not 1,000% sold on his mental.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be headstrong in the league. I think
Carson strong. No, I'm just kidding. I had to do it. You just led me to it.
The only thing that has me I don't know about this guy is he's been through a lot and he seems like kind of a fragile, kind of like Jalen Rager is, like the way he's all deep in his feelings off what people are saying on Twitter. I don't think he has the mentality for the NFL because you're going to get booed. People going to talk trash about you. It might be some turmoil in the locker room, but you can't let that affect you on the field. This isn't middle school or high school. You got to go out there and produce. So I think he has the weapons and I think he has the physical attributes. But I just don't know if he has. And what they want to talk about Philly fans, 90% of my family are Washington fans. But I tell you, they're worse than us. They're worse than us. So
it's an identity crisis.
They're not too excited about him coming to town. Just a poll of my uncles and cousins. They're not excited about that.
I think they're
that
finishing in
Carson
second
Wentz,
place.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
They might. No, I think Carson Wentz has like the most weapons he's ever had. If you really look at it, his offensive line is decent. I won't say it's better than any in Philly or Colts, but it's good. You have probably better wide receivers you have better wide receivers than you've had anywhere that you've been.
I don't like their offensive line, to be honest, anymore. With Sheriff,
their offensive line is decent. Their offensive line is decent.
They lost
like
the best guy in the offseason. As soon as Carson went, he said, Carson, I'm out. He didn't really say that, but I just made a joke about it.
But I feel like they're middle of the road.
You're muted again, LB.
They drafted a quarterback over there in Washington, right?
Sam
Yeah, they got.
I mean, and that right there can cripple the mind of a guy like Carson Wentz alone.
Washington is just.
But it doesn't matter. He can't.
The worst franchise. I'm just
That's
sorry.
different though, bro. Hold on.
Washington front office. If you can't handle Dougie P and Howie Roseman as your front office, Washington has the most corrupt front office and has continued to have the most corrupt front office. I just don't believe in Washington has had players. They have had in my lifetime. Now, y'all in another generation, y'all might have seen Washington have some success. Now, I haven't
I ain't
seen
never seen
Washington
it.
have
We the
some
same
success
generation.
just because they're cursed. In my opinion, in my lifetime, they've been cursed. Dan Snyder has done so much bad stuff in his lifetime that they won't succeed until that man's out of town. So I ain't worried about Washington just because of that.
I'm not worried about Washington.
I was told that Carson Wentz is working currently with Tom House and Adam Dado, and that he is seeing a sports psychologist. I don't really know what else I'm allowed. I don't know what I'm allowed to say past that, but I can confirm that was told to me by somebody that works with Tom House. I don't know
everybody work with Tom House.
Right.
Like everybody, that's just like the name to throw out.
Mm-hmm.
I work with
I don't know what the extent of it is. Like I said, I don't know what the extent of it is. I don't know exactly what they're working on when it comes to that. I mean, I'm not too sure. That could be a thing that maybe everybody that walks through that door has to see and has to work with them. So it's hard to say the extent of what's going on there. But I will say, I understood his point of view for a little while with the Eagles. But then when it falls apart again in Indianapolis, it's like, come on, man. Now we got patterns. Like, we got patterns.
I honestly think Indy did him dirty, though. Now, you had a meltdown against the Jags, but it wasn't worthy to lose your job.
Nah, he shouldn't have lost his job.
Yeah, it wasn't worthy to lose your job.
The GM said it was a mistake.
But a lot. Hold on. A lot of that, and I know people that know people that know people. It's because he wasn't vaccinated.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I heard.
He wasn't vaccinated. That's why they got
a lot of players weren't though.
But
you're not a starting quarterback for a franchise.
Exactly.
I have to side with Carson on that one. Then, if that's why, then I
no. I do too. Like that's messed up. But
yeah.
That was the main reason why they got rid of
it. Did Aaron Rodgers ever get vaccinated?
No.
He got extended.
He lied. He's like, look at my card.
My man forged the
form. But he also went to the playoffs.
Facts. That's a fact. I mean, Carson, who cares? We're gonna sack him a lot.
All right,
that's gonna happen regardless.
Did you guys see the interview that they did with the owner? With Indianapolis, man,
he said it was a mistake,
bro. That
was a mistake to get rid of Carson Wentz.
No, it was a mistake to
trade him.
To bring him
why did they trade for him? Like
that's dirty. That's dirty. You don't.
That's foul, bro. That's
foul.
You
don't say that.
I'm gonna tell you what. I think he just might be a bad person. He might got a bad character. He just might have character issues.
It has to be more than the vaccine. It has to.
He got. Alshon said it was something crazy going on with him. He got these characters, these ways about him. Listen. Everybody don't have to like everybody. Some people just really got something with him. Like dude just can't be around, and he might be one of them guys. So where do you stick a guy like that?
But in Washington. But how about all the people? How about first of all, Alshon was an anonymous source. Never said it was Alshon. But how about all the people for the Eagles that stuck up for the kid? You had your Kelseys. You had your Malcolm Jenkins. Everybody stuck up.
So that's what they supposed to do. Alshon.
Why are we listening to anonymous sources and not listening to the guys that's really coming out and saying these things?
There were Colt players. Yeah, exactly. Colt players were pissed off about that too. There were players that came out for the Colts that were like, "What are we doing? Why are we doing this?"
Once the owner say you were a mistake, then everything that was said about you is true.
We'll find out in Washington. But players talk trash about him, then we'll know. Right now, he said, she said. We'll find out.
Washington ain't gonna talk trash about him.
See what happens in Washington.
This is it.
Right now, he's the common denominator in two situations.
Exactly. Yeah. If it don't work out here, this is it. There ain't much more to go.
What other players was drama surrounding him?
I do got to step out, y'all. I do got to leave, but I appreciate y'all having me on. I do got to get out of here. I got some work I got to do, but y'all be safe, y'all.
All right, bro.
Man.
Bye. What time is it? My phone died.
Yeah, we about to. It's 10:40. We'll be getting out of here short. Let's just hit these
computer.
Hit these real quick. Sydney said Fournette would have been a nice type of running back. Yeah, we talked about that.
He ran right back to Tampa as soon as Brady came out of retirement.
Everybody
he went
did.
right. Yeah, he went right back to him.
Everybody. Wait. Did Gronk come back?
I don't know.
Not yet. It ain't been announced.
Yeah, it hasn't been out.
Everybody did, man. I don't think they win a championship this year neither.
Bro, to get you out of here and to replace you with Matty Ice, he like 50, bro.
That's tough.
Yeah, I don't know what the
Come
Colts
on.
got going on. The Colts they've been making weird moves.
And it all falls in our lap. We play Matty Ice. We play Carson. We should take care of business, y'all.
We played Carson twice.
Right. Daniel Jones is a bum.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. And RB said Washington Stadium is built over a burial ground. Shout out to him.
That's a
But
bad
listen,
stadium.
give me.
I went there last year, man. LB was there too.
Mm-hmm.
That John, that John looked like a jail, man. Like,
I've been there.
Yo, listen,
roaches in there.
And it's crazy. LB, you left. I was there when Jalen Hurts, when that John fell and almost hit Jalen Hurts. I don't
like staying in the hood too long. As soon as the game was over, I'm out. But I'm gonna stay around there for. I'll go back to the link.
I didn't know that was the hood. That's my first time being there. You should have told me.
Should have told me. Real quick though, listen. So with the schedule we got, right? Give me the one game that everybody thinks we're going to win that you think we can lose, and give me the one game that everybody thinks we're going to lose that you think we could win. So that one game that you're like, Eagles probably lose this one, but we can win it. And that one team that's trash-ish on our schedule that somehow, because every team has a hiccup.
Look. You see what Mike's doing to us, right?
Yeah,
He's trying to get the chat mad at us. And then he gonna come around. Mike gonna come around last and be like, "Nah, we're going undefeated."
I'll start. Listen.
Wait. Put up the schedule. Never mind.
All right, now I gotta put. That's gonna make we got too many people. It's gonna make us all really, really little. Let me see if I can pull it up then.
No, I just do an overlay. I just put it right in the middle of everybody's face and just keep talking.
All right. Let me.
That's what I do.
Right in the middle.
That's the only thing I know how to do.
Everybody knows what you look like. I look like Denzel Washington.
Yes, I
got
do.
2 Denzels.
I guess we got 2.
Like,
let me go get my hat, just like you. I still got my Philly Fresh hat. You know that.
I can go first without the schedule before you bring it up.
I already know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
me too. But go ahead.
The trap game for me is that Doug Peterson game, bro. I worry about that game. I don't think we're gonna lose that game against Doug. Trevor Lawrence. Not a bum, just young, learning. Could potentially like anybody up next year. It's the second, you know what I mean? See, we got a bunch of storylines on our schedule, man. You know what I mean?
A lot of storylines.
We got a lot of storylines on the schedule.
Darius
Slay, week 1.
AJ Brown.
Week 2, it's almost damn near every week.
Carson Wentz.
Week 2, they're going to be comparing Justin Jefferson and Jalen Reagor the whole damn night against the Vikings. Who we play week 3?
Week 3 is the
Washington.
Yeah,
Carson Wentz. 3 weeks in a row, you got a storyline.
Where?
Week 4, who knows? I mean, I need to see the schedule.
Hold on, I'll try. Hold on.
I mean, I'm just trying to get one that's not like ugly.
Hell no, you cannot underestimate the Jags. Hell no, you can't underestimate the Jags this year.
Here,
Texans
Mike, I'll
trap
send you
game.
this one.
Davis Mills, he food. Texans ain't no trap game. That's a body.
I'm gonna say that the team that I think if you went back through it and if they caught us off guard, I'm gonna say week 1 at Detroit. I think they feel a certain way about the way we beat them down last year because that wasn't just being beat. You got drugged. All right,
so y'all want me to run down the schedule or you got it, Mike?
I'm about to do the one that Philly 500. I just got to get it to my email real quick and I'll pull it up. Go ahead and do what you got to do,
though. Week 1, the Lions at Lions. Week 2, Minnesota come to us. Week 3, we at Washington. I'm be there. Jags come to us. We go to Cardinals. Dallas come to us. Bye week 7.
I can't wait for that Cardinals game.
Pittsburgh come to us. We go to Houston. Washington come to us.
Shout out my guy Kevin Bacon. All the goats in the same place. My bad, Fresh.
Colts. We go to the Colts week 11. Week 12, Green Bay come to us. Week 13, Titans come to us. We go to the Giants week 14. Week 15, we go to Chicago. I think I'm gonna pick that game. Week 16, we go to Dallas. Week 17, New Orleans come to us, and week 18, we ended off by beating the Giants.
All right, I'm about to pull it up right now.
So you think Chicago fresh for you?
Yeah, I think that's a trap game.
I'm gonna.
I think the Giants, the trap games. The Giants got a lot of pent up hate.
Which one? 17 or week
probably 17
14?
because 17 probably gonna come down to where.
But hopefully we resting our players. Hopefully we're resting our players.
Yeah, but also we got the Giants late, both games late, which I don't like because that's probably when we're gonna be needing those wins.
No. Week 14, we got them 1 o'clock.
No, I mean late
in the season.
Late in the season.
Okay, my bad.
And I feel like the Giants gonna just have a terrible record, and all of a sudden want to hype up against us.
I hope not.
But
Don't
I
quit
feel
by
like
then.
that we can beat that. I guess we're underdogs, which I don't think we really should be underdogs. Is the Packers because come on now, Devonta Adams, best hands in the league.
I think
that Titans game could be a trap game too. That defense is for real still.
So that's not a trap game because I got the Titans winning. Okay.
I think the Minnesota game is not an easy game. I think that could be a lot harder than people think.
Yeah,
I think the Steelers at home. The Steelers at home after a bye week. That could be a trap game. And I'm gonna tell you one that people may not think or agree with me, but the Texans game is a Thursday night game. Usually the road teams on Thursday night games have pretty bad records going and traveling. I mean, the home teams usually win Thursday night games. So we got to go to Houston on a Thursday night.
But who are they, though?
That bothers me a little. I don't know who they are.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Davis Mills.
Right. But it's a Thursday night game. Usually home teams win. Not all the time, but they win. And I think the game that we win that people don't think we're going to win is that Packers game.
I feel like we're gonna win that game too. The Titans one is the scariest game on the schedule for me.
The Niners snatched whatever little shield Aaron Rodgers had or whatever.
We don't got Devontae Adams anymore.
I think we lose to the Commanders week 3.
The reason that we beat them, remember we beat them 2 years ago. The reason that we beat them, remember Devontae Adams went out.
He got hurt. Yeah.
With us over the Packers. I think the trap game is them Giants.
I think we.
So we got the Packers at home. We should beat them.
So when I did my schedule predictions, right, I had us losing. Like I literally wanted to pick some hiccups in the road. Like I had us slipping up on the Bears game, December 18th, just because, you know what I mean. And I had us losing to the Commanders week 3, and I still got about 11 wins. That's right. Where I'm at. I'm 100% over double digits. But I'm thinking between 11 and 12. That's where I was playing with.
Yeah.
And that's with me losing to the Commanders. That's with me sweeping the Giants, splitting with the Commanders, and splitting with Cowboys. And then I lose a game like the Cardinals here or Bears there. But we do beat a good team like the Titans one, like mixed match like that. And last time I did a record prediction last year, it was me and Simone, right? And I had I literally said 9-8 pending Steven Nelson. And it was crazy when we went 9-8. We did rest the starters. I'm not saying we would have beat Dallas, but we don't know.
Yeah,
we could have maybe. It was funny though. 9-8. I didn't. I screen recorded that and put it on Twitter. But yeah, I was 9-8 exactly pending Steven Nelson. We got Steven Nelson. We went 9-8. So I'm liking 11 though.
We struggle in Arizona all the time too.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait for that game. I want to knock them off.
There.
Yeah, we got to put a bruising on him, man.
We gonna kill Washington though, Mike. That first game, Mike.
I think we split with Washington too. I think we split with Washington. I think we sweep Dallas and sweep the Giants.
So where's Carson? Where's Carson Wentz going to win that? That's just how I feel because I go to Washington.
Philly. Carson's losing in Philly.
I think he wins week 3. I think we go 2-0, and that Vikings game is going to be tough. But I think we win that. That's a Monday night game, so we got a short week. And then we got to play Washington in Washington. I think we lose that game.
We just travel so well, though, man.
I
We
know.
travel so well in Washington.
We usually split with Washington. We always seem to split with them.
So
we swept them last year, right?
Everybody give us what
we
you
swept them
think.
last year. Yeah.
Everybody give us your prediction, not the whole schedule, but just the East. I already said mine. I think we split with Washington, split with Dallas, and sweep the Giants. Go ahead, Simone. Just the division.
We sweeping Dallas this year. If I have any type of God in the sky, all that smack talk I had to hear last season, defending us, I had no valid points against Dallas fans. We sweeping Dallas. Washington, Carson, Tricky Wentz is gonna get one game, at least one game against. So I feel like we splitting with Washington. I feel like we splitting with the Giants just because the Giants have this strong vendetta. Like only have us splitting with the Giants and splitting with Washington and Dallas.
You already know what I'm gonna say.
Well, real quick before Gate goes. This is my thing. I did say split with Dallas, but the one game we win is going to be worth all the marbles because it's going to be at the end of the season, Christmas Eve. And I do think it's going to be not a neck and neck race, but that game is going to say like, dang, we just stole the division and we ruined their Christmas. So that's my thing there. But go ahead, Gate. Just the division.
Man, I'm torn, bro. I'm gonna say 5-1.
Who do we lose to?
Dallas.
I think we'll split one with Dallas.
I got it. Wait. Which one? Early one or late one?
I'm gonna say that they'll take the early game just because we're gonna be coming off of so many emotional roller coasters, and we're coming back from our only game that's gonna be played out towards the West Coast, and then coming back, you know what I mean, to play at home like that. I'll give them that one. We could be looking forward to the bye at that point. I'll give them that one, but December 24th, Christmas Eve. Hey man, Dallas they do got a knack for blowing games in December.
True that.
Yeah, I think they split with Washington, and I'm going to say we sweep Washington. We sweep Dallas and the Giants. So I think we lose 5-1. That's what I got.
Fresh.
I'm gonna say 4-2, and I say we split with Dallas, and we sweep Washington.
Ooh.
But that last Giants game, it don't matter.
Ooh, we resting our.
That's a good way to look at it.
Good point.
That's a good way to look at it. I got 5-1. The last Giants game don't matter.
All right,
but we could go 6-0 because the Giants. I mean, but Mike, the Giants are the Giants. We still could beat them too. But
it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter for them either at that point,
right?
Listen, Gardner Minshew. Listen, Gardner Minshew comes in and beats the Giants real quick just to show out for the next team that we're going to trade him to.
My thing is, if you lose to Carson, I mean, how can you say you're going to split with Dallas if you lose to Carson? Carson is so mentally fragile.
We'll be going through a couple hiccups here and there, right? It's an early one. We're not losing the late one. Listen, once we hit that stretch,
Carson has stretches though where he plays good football.
Like, but they never early in the season.
Yeah,
I don't think we seen Carson was behind a bad offensive line. I'm not saying that it's like the offensive line that it was in 2020, but that offensive line is really not good. And the pass rushers that we have, I think, and we all know his worst attribute is fumbling the football. So if you get pressure on Carson Wentz and make him fumble the football, it's a whole nother game.
Yeah. Real quick, Skeletor said with a $5 super chat, do you guys think the league hates the Eagles by giving us 4 short weeks on road games?
I don't think so. I think when you look at the schedule, I think you got 2 buys. I like the week 7 bye, and it's somewhere around here. I think it's let me see.
Week 1 need to be a bye, man. It better be a bye.
Right.
We got to take that game serious. That game could worry me.
So you got the week 7 bye. It's somewhere else on the schedule where you got like 11 days in between the game or something like that. So that's like also like another mini bye. You're gonna get some good rest out of that one. So I'm cool with the early games.
I think that's after the Dallas game, right?
Yeah. I like the schedule, man, because I like to watch Eagles football. We got a lot of time.
I just want like how we bouncing
be
back and forth. How we home away. I think we only got two games back to back home.
Week 10, they say.
Oh, week 10. Yeah, you're right. It is week 10 with the 11 days in between.
Yeah, November. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's 9 and 10 because you play on the
Yeah.
3rd, then you don't play again until the 14th.
And guess who we play there? That's when we get the win against Carson at home.
Right, after all that rest.
So
that rest scary though, man. Sometimes.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Hey, you guys got any things you guys want to talk about? Any like, you know what I mean, things on your mind? Like nobody's really touching this, or what's your take on that? You know what I mean? We've been here 2 hours and 18.
No, we did enough talking. The draft is over. I'm talking about in general. We've all talked about the draft. We've all talked about the moves. We've talked about the coaches. It's time to get to camp, man, and get it popping, man. It's time to get to camp.
Definitely is. It's ball time, man.
I'm just praying. I'm praying for health. I'm praying for guys to not get injured. That's it.
I do want to ask y'all this: Is it pressure? Do you think it's good or bad pressure that I think that coming into the season that we would be the favorites to win the NFC East? Is that good or bad pressure?
Good.
No, we used to.
Good.
That's the standard.
Thank you.
There's no pressure. That's the expectation. If that's pressure, then we ain't about to do nothing.
We got the most playoff wins in the conference since the year 2000. They hate the facts. We've been to the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years. I don't know why they talking like they us. We do that. We want the pressure. That's right. You know what I mean? This is pressure when you know your season on the line and you got to win games to get wild cards. That's the type of stuff we do. I'm cool with the pressure.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you think when it's all said and done, May, June, July, it starts to get around August, when they start to have the media outlets, USA Today, I'm talking about the sports books, FanDuel, DraftKings, when they start to say, these are who we project to win the division, do you think it will be us, or do you think that as things died down from the great offseason which we had, which I don't want to take away, do you think that they still eventually have it as betting odds and USA Today and blah, 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 all the outlets, not just like the TV shows, like legit rankings, that the Cowboys will still be favored, or do you think we will be favored? Because I honestly think that we're getting a lot of talk now because, you know, again, it's social media world, right? We're winning the all season and we were already good. Like we got better. Cowboys got a little worse. It's easy to say that. But when it comes down to really forget all the paper and it gets time where preseason is along the way, do you think we'll still be favored? You think we should be?
I mean, when you listen to a guy, and this might just be because of TV and because of how Skip likes Jalen Hurts, but when you listen to a guy, Shannon Sharp, is saying there's so much gap between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott, that's the reason why they should win. No, it's a team game. It's not like he's LeBron James when they're playing basketball. It's a whole team game. The fact of the matter is, the Philadelphia Eagles' whole team, now it's on paper. You gotta put it on the field. But on paper, and this is all that we can go off of right now, it's better than the Dallas Cowboys. It's better than the Washington football team, and it's way better than the Giants. So when you look at it, the Philadelphia Eagles need to be the favorites.
They got to be the favorites simply because there hasn't been a repeat division winner in 17 years, and this would be the worst time to not make us the favorite with how good we got. We're the favorite already. We're going to be the favorite week 1.
All right, man. 500. What did you take? I see you over there.
I think it's 50-50. I think you're always going to get the people hyping up Dallas no matter what. So you're always going to get that group that no matter what, Dallas is a favorite. They're going to win. They got Dak Prescott. But I think there will be a lot more love towards the Eagles. I think it'll be about 50-50 when all the publications come out. That's what I think.
I think it's going to be around 50-50 too, because Dallas has an easier schedule, obviously, than we have.
The number 1 in the league. How did they get the easiest schedule in the league? I think ours is third.
I don't think
one in the league. Supposedly.
I don't think it's easier.
By win
look
loss.
at their schedule. I never looked at their schedule.
When I look at that schedule, I don't think it's easier. They got to go to the Rams. They got Tampa Bay. I mean, they got some tougher games.
Those two games right there tell me that it's not easy.
They never beat Tom Brady in their career.
NFL,
and they never will.
Right.
based on the official strength of schedule, they have the easiest based on win-loss totals from last year or whatever. But they're always going. It's always going to pick Dallas, and then around week 12, when the national media whatever start waking up, then it's all but watch out for the Eagles. They got something good going on there. They never gonna give us our respect from jump. They gonna jump on later like they always do. Now the actual betting books, I've never looked at the betting books. I don't know how those work. But the actual media, they never gonna give us our just due until it's week 15. And they know that they're going to be completely right about the take because we done already clinched the division.
Yeah, even in 2017, they was not, even after we beat the Panthers, when I didn't have a page then, but I said, yo, this team will go to the Super Bowl after we beat the Panthers. That was like week 8, I want to say. They still wasn't giving us the respect. It was the Rams. And it was another.
No, it was the Broncos. It was that Broncos game. We put that 50 burger on them. That's when they start talking about us.
Yeah.
We ran out of fireworks. We ran out of fireworks.
The no-fly zone. The no-fly zone.
And you know what's going to happen? If the Eagles are winning and they're off to a good start, all you're going to hear is that the Eagles aren't playing anybody. The Eagles haven't played anybody. The Eagles haven't played. Get ready for that narrative to be all over the place.
I'm cool with it. Listen. I'm gonna be unbearable if this thing if it unfolds the way I'm going to be unbearable. I might buy a helicopter and fly around and come out with a bullhorn and scream at people. Fly, Eagles, fly all day. I'm going to be unbearable, bro.
That's it. I love it.
Gate, where you stand with that?
I think that you'll have to wait and see until they get to about week 7 because I'm gonna be honest with you. 4 of their first 6 games aren't cupcakes. They got Tampa Bay, they got the Rams, they got the Bengals, and they got Philly.
So how is it physically ranked the number? I don't understand that.
I don't understand that.
The back half of their schedule gets kind of cupcakeish. But I will say,
we got the Titans, we got the Cards.
Hey, Gates, can you run down that whole schedule for me, somebody?
Sure. Yeah, I got you.
Because we have the Titans, we got the Packers, we have the Cards. All those were playoff teams. We got Dallas twice. Who else we got?
But you got to look at the quarterbacks.
Colt.
No, I'm saying this officially, like the NFL put out ranking of schedules based on win-loss totals. They officially have, based on win-loss totals last season, the easiest schedule. Now we're like right above them, but not
a lot of it has to.
Yeah, not based off the offseason or like the Dolphins will be a tougher team this year, but based off of last year's win-loss.
Correct.
Right. The bottom 4 teams on that list is the entire NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is last because Dallas had the best record out of a bunch of teams that only, they were trash, except the Eagles. Washington and those guys were trash. So if Dallas play us twice, we only had 9 wins. Then you play the other guys twice. That automatically will put them right there. We're down on that list too because of the division as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, now their beginning of their schedule, Mike, is pretty brutal. If they have letdowns, because they open up at home versus Tampa and at home versus Cincy.
It's a loss.
0-2.
But yeah, man, that's tough, man. Because then, if you end up going 0-2, the problem is your next games, they're division game. You got on the road versus the Giants, at home versus Washington, and then you're going to have to play against Los Angeles in Los Angeles before you have to turn back around and come back across the country to play Philly in Philly. That is not an easy opening. That's not an easy opening at all.
The first one's in Philly?
Yeah.
The first Dallas
the first one in Philly, week 6.
Yeah.
Damn. So Christmas Eve, we're going to Dallas.
Now you know that
you know they wasn't going to
that much. You really thought that they were going to put Dallas on the road on Christmas Eve.
Exactly. It's just like Thanksgiving. They're not going to be away Thanksgiving either.
I'm telling you,
you really come on, Philly.
You're right. I'm tired.
Who they play on Thanksgiving?
Come on, you an easy
Dallas play on who they play on that's a good question. Who do they play on Thanksgiving?
Gate, you got that?
Thanksgiving games this year are giving dry.
The Bengals going to beat the brakes off Dallas. I'm telling y'all, bro.
They play the Giants, guys.
Oh, they play the Giants.
How did Giants get a Thanksgiving game?
That's our only prime time.
I'm glad that we're not on Thanksgiving. I don't want to play Thanksgiving. I want to sit home and eat. Otherwise, I got to stream it.
And
Hey,
really,
that works.
I agree. I'm with Philly 5 on that.
That's why I don't stream games, man. I be doing
I
too
can't
much, man.
stream it. I'll be too hyped.
Christmas
Yeah,
Eve,
Christmas
I'm gonna stream and I'm done, dude. I'm shutting everything
good
I
at
down.
it.
have
500
attitude during the game.
with
I
the-
can't entertain during the game. My blood pressure too high. I can't.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
not
they
only that, I like to like rewind stuff because I like
Oh,
in the
you one
middle of
of
the
them.
game. Yeah, I'm one of them. Like, hold.
Oh,
did that shit?
I would be going
No,
nuts.
me and you'll be in
I
there.
don't-
Me and you'll be
I
in there
only do
moving
that when
furniture.
it's me. I only do that when I'm watching the game with somebody. I don't do that.
We'll be in there
He's all
moving
like,
first.
hold
I'm
on,
like,
wait,
Fresh,
wait,
what the
wait.
hell you
He's
mean
like-
this ain't the play? My phone's saying we scored, Fresh. Why?
Right.
What's what scored? Right.
He done forgot to jump the line.
Right.
No, that's why I can't watch Philly Mike because I go on his page. He done already told me something I ain't even see yet.
Right.
Right.
I hit the like and I'm out.
Yo, real quick though, I'm with 500 on the whole holiday stuff, but see, 500 is good though because he's West Coast, so that game gonna be early and done. We play at 4,
Right.
so I'll be done at 7. You know, and
I'll be done at 4.
my wife is Latina, so like we embrace the American. Don't tell my kids there's no Santa, right? Do the stuff in the morning, but she celebrates Christmas at 12 o'clock at night, so she stay up and she got all the crazies over at the house too, and it just be going crazy. So I'm not gonna be able to enjoy the festivities with a
I'm not
loss
gonna be able
at
to do it.
7:30.
Bro.
Like
Right.
I'm gonna be upset.
Bro,
Yeah,
last
I'm gonna
last
be done at 4.
last
I
Christmas
know
I was
this is
putting
gonna
together
tick off.
doll houses and shit. I ain't gonna be able to stream it. I'm gonna be putting together bikes, doll houses, putting batteries and toys, wrapping gifts.
See, I don't celebrate.
I know this is going to
Christmas,
tick
those
off.
are
The,
war
I know
with
this is
me.
going to tick off the chat with the Cowboy fans that are all over this chat. But I'm going to state something that I think is not a storyline being covered. I think is a possibility. I think it's a possibility that Dallas absolutely collapses, fires McCarthy, and ends up hiring who we really don't want there.
Sean Payton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
I think
Yeah.
that's a.
I thought that was going to happen this year. I ain't gonna lie.
that's gonna happen. I agree.
God forbid.
So we can get some short time happiness. You know, I like Sean Payton. I think he's a good coach, and I would not like to see him over there. Let's hit some of these super chat. Go ahead.
I
500.
think Dallas finishes 3rd place. I have Washington finishing 2nd. So it would not surprise me at all.
If they get Sean Payton, Michael Thomas might go there.
Can we not? Okay, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Right. Come on. Let's just enjoy our season.
Right.
It would be
Going
nice to
down
see
a
that.
dark path. We're going down a dark path.
It would be nice to see the collapse though, because that will get a lot of people. Not the coach will be fired, but you know Prescott and some of these guys will be on fire. But Sydney said if Foles signing Colts backup for Ryan interested.
Foles went to the Colts.
He said if Foles signing Colts backup for Ryan interested.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Super Philly 31 with the 500 default picture.
Denzel Washington. Oh, that just looks like him.
He said Eagles gonna easily be a 12-win team. So you like who I didn't get to hear all y'all score predictions. Does anybody have the Eagles winning 13 plus?
No, I think 11. I think 11 is the floor. I think you can't win nothing less than 11.
And then so what is your
11
ceiling?
Floor, but
13.
I'm picking high.
This I don't know, bro. Because if you
My-
win, I don't know. I don't want to say nothing crazy, bro. They be on me, Mike. They
I
be
know.
on me all this week. They've been on me. They've been on
I
me.
think.
Well,
I
Simone
think
said 13.
I think
They
floor
ain't gonna
is
be on her
11.
though.
Floor is
If I
11,
say-
ceiling 13. That's what I think.
Who
I
don't
got
we
the
on
floor
Philly?
as 10. I think the floor could be 10. I'll be a little upset though, because that means we lost a couple more of the Chicago Bearish, Jacksonville Jaguar-ish type games. But
Yeah.
I think the floor 10, but I stopped at 12. But I don't know if I could talk this was before Bradbury. So maybe I could talk myself into 13. I got to really look at it again. I do think we're gonna lose a game where we're all like, wow. You know what I mean? It just happens all through the NFL.
Always.
12 is doable for sure. 12, I'm pleased with 12. So we'll see.
I think 11 probably is most realistic.
That's what I came to. My conclusion is 11. Like if someone said make a bet on it, like if I was trying to get it, like what me and Simone did last year, I'd probably say 11.
You know, the over-under, I believe, in Vegas is 9 right now. And it's probably going to go up. So bet the over. Because
So
they got
listen,
him at 9.
Yeah, like if we really believed in the Eagles as much as we do, like we could have you could have picked the Eagles to win the East prior to the draft. I forgot what it was, but it would have been like a plus It would have been a nice chunk of change. You would have threw like 150, 200 bucks on that for the long. It's a one bet for all season. It's not like a weekly bet. You would have come up nice. I don't know what it changed to now. But Super Tony said the only reason why we won't get the respect is because of Jalen Hurts. That's the only reason, because a lot of people don't believe in him besides the players. Yeah, and I seen a lot of people saying, well, if we had Russell Wilson with this team, we'd be this, that, and the third. Well, we wouldn't have had this many. We wouldn't have had A.J. Brown and this, that, and the third if we got. Because I seen somebody saying that on Twitter. I forgot who it was. Like, Russell Wilson with this Eagles team, automatic Super Bowl contenders. Why didn't we do it? It's like A.J. Brown would have been here. You might not have been able to move up to get Jordan Davis. Like, you wouldn't have
had another pick next year.
So, yeah.
Quarterbacks cost too much, man. Point blank, period. It's a reason why. And this is probably one of the reasons why the Patriots went on the run that they did, is because Tom Brady
always took less
money. He never was the top quarterback getting paid, even though he was the top quarterback.
So this is what Eagles Bama said. Do you like the Eagles at plus 250 to win the NFC East? That's what it is. So that's what the betting odds are. I'm gonna have to drop some money on that tomorrow morning.
I'm going to too.
I don't know too much about that. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. This how we used to bet when I grew up. This how we used to bet when I grew up. Who gonna win? I got $500. Say we gonna win. That's all the bets I got out there right now. Straight win.
No, right there. What it's saying is that's your odds is the plus 250. So really, if you put $300, it's if the Eagles win, it's your $300 plus 250. So you'll make like. I can't do the math right now, but like if it was plus 100, your 300 will turn into 3,000.
It'll be.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So
it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that much. It wouldn't be that much. Not.
If you go 300, it'd be five. You'll win 550.
Yeah.
Why did I say 3,000?
Oh, I'm about to put a bag on that.
No.
You got people about to spending.
Exactly.
Right,
bro. I've been up since 4 a.m.
Yeah. Like so if you bet $100, you win $250.
Right.
If they're in the division.
See, that's what I'm saying. I just got conflicting information. I'm gonna stick to my betting.
When you see that plus,
money on the winner, make it all good. LB.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Hurts is 40-1 odds to win MVP. I'm gonna drop probably $100 on that just in case.
Just in case.
Money then.
Yeah, 100 to win 250. So. Yeah. You're right about that. That's my fault. I'm tired. I'm ready. I've been trying to get off this 20 minutes ago, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't want to keep asking questions.
I'm sweating.
So what y'all think about this? Gate City? You know
right.
Man, you always try to trap me into this record prediction crap, man. I hate record predictions because I can't predict how good the schedule will actually be. That's always the hardest part. I'm gonna say it's disappointing if it's not double-digit wins. Then I think something is clearly wrong with the team. I don't know if that means 10 wins, 12 wins, 13 wins, whatever, but you're going to have to get – you need double-digit wins with this roster.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And you were a drop pass away from getting it with less talent and coaches who were just crazy. So I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for Fresh to be like, you ain't really answer it, Gate.
Nah, I'm not trying to prolong it more than I gotta wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and open the store, man.
I gotta get up at 3:30 tomorrow morning.
Damn. Oh, but you good though. What is wait over there, right?
It's only
like you got time.
I still got to get up 3:30 my time.
Wait, what time? Where are you
3:30. I'm in California.
You're in the West Coast.
Oh, so you good?
So what is 8 o'clock?
I'm not good.
It's
8:15 over there.
It's 8:15. Yeah.
Yo, listen.
It's 11. It's 11 over here.
So yeah, but I still got to get up at 3:30.
But check this out. So last night, real quick.
So we basically on the same time because I gotta get up at 5, 6 o'clock. You gotta get up at 3. So that's 3 hours.
I won't go to bed till like 12 o'clock probably. So
you think I'm going to bed after this, man? I got 7 kids.
Lord have mercy. Claude. But yeah, last night I did the Heat Celtics game. I don't even know why I stayed the majority of that game. I did that game, so I had to wake up at 4 and I didn't go to bed till like dang near 12:30. So, and at the end of all streams, if it passes 2 hours, I just be on airplay mode at that point. After 2 hours, you get airplay mode, Philly Mike. That's it. Me and LB end that junk at an hour. Gate City and Fresh, and I used to go long distance, but now it's an hour and 30.
Yeah,
is
this ain't
the cutoff.
this ain't the same thing, man.
I know.
This ain't the same
And
thing.
with all this news, this is like the 6th stream of the week for me.
I know, me too, man. We did a stream. LB did a stream yesterday.
That was yesterday. See,
That was yesterday. Yeah.
I'm in a parallel universe.
Y'all did one with Tone, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did one Tone, and then we did one Bird Gang 31 yesterday with LB.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you had another stream. What's the dude name?
Big Sil.
Okay, that's
I want to hit him. Yeah. But his is only like 20 minutes. It's like 15
Big Sil. Big Sil.
He just asks a bunch of questions. You go.
Hey, I love doing a Big Sil, yo. He in and out. He'd be like, you don't even know the question coming. He'd be like, so Miles Sanders, LB, your thoughts? He'd be like, okay, shit, we about to get it over with.
Yeah.
He'd be like, LB, your thoughts?
Yeah, he's awesome.
I like Big Sil, man.
But we still got 800 people tuning into this. Again, we are live on almost every channel. LB, Simone with the Sports, Philly Fresh, Gate City Sports Channel, and Philly Talk Podcast. Listen, if you're not subscribed to anybody on the panel, just type their name in the search bar, check them out. If you like what you see, there's a red button to hit.
Hey, Mike, before we exit, can we exit on this one question?
Sure.
I mean, listen, man, we're you know that we're a unit. No, we just hit the end button. Y'all ready? Okay, we know that we're a universal group here, right? We got fans from all over the NFC East to chime in. So for all you Cowboy fans that are in the chat, hey, who you guys going to root for when Dallas opens up that second team? All right, y'all have a good night.
Well, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, the mayor trying to get another team.
With all
I ain't gonna lie, Gates Jerry ain't letting that happen.
I know he's not. I'm joking with him. Man.
Yeah, I know.
I like that team better than the Cowboys. I already like them better.
As long as they don't name themselves the Commanders, I think that the Commanders is the worst name that they could have picked. They should have just named it. They should have just kept it the Washington Football Team.
They should have.
Yeah, I was gonna hit end, but then Philly Fresh started talking. But with that being
my
said, now you're good. You're good. I don't want to cut nobody off. With that being said, we appreciate
so
y'all for
flat Earth,
right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in long enough. Until next time, y'all know what time it is.
Yo, that
we out.